Alrighty. I think that should do her. Like mouse breathing this thing already. Teresa North. Hey.
What's up, man?
What's happening? Thanks for coming to do this. I'm already redlining us.
Yeah.
I wasn't excited enough when I was doing the thing, but I am super pumped to have you on. I know we talked about it like a year ago or something.
I know, man. We've been talking about it forever, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
to be here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably more excited, but just because,
Yeah, it's your baby, so.
Yeah, yeah. That's way better than I was like trying to put into words, but.
Yeah.
And remind me too, I was just looking at the sticker. I've got a coffee mug for you too. So
oh, right on.
Yeah,
right on.
to take with you.
The elixir of life.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and always nice to have a coffee mug.
Take it to Canada. Yeah. Really talk you up to everybody.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, like, have you heard of my friend?
Oh, this? Nothing.
Yeah, no big deal. just some guy I know that's doing a podcast.
Yeah, he's doing a thing. Give it a listen.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking before I get the volume right, but so I guess we'll start out. I kind of want to usually start with like fire experience, but like where did you kind of get the outdoorsy vibe? Like as a kid or like where did it come from?
God, no. I actually grew up super, like stereotypically girly. Very, think like Legally Blonde. Like loved the fake nails, fake hair. Like did that through college. Yeah. And then I ended up going to the University of Wyoming. So.
Oh, really? Laramie, is that?
Yep, in Laramie, yeah. Laramie Paradise. So.
Laramie Paradise?
Yeah, and if you don't like outdoor stuff there and you don't like learn to like outdoor stuff there, you're just not going to like being there at all since it's so cold and snowy most of the year.
Yeah.
So pretty much when I was in college, I got into WCC, the Conservation Corps there.
Oh, Wyoming Conservation Corps.
Yep.
Oh, MCC.
Yep.
I was like, MCC.
Yeah. I did my first role with MCC, actually, but learned how to set up a tent there and kind of went from there.
Dang. So, like, how old are you at that point when you got in the WCC?
Like 18.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. So, that's not super late in life. That's a little later than some folks. Like I started in Boy Scouts, so like I had a pretty good good handle on stuff before I got in the Forest Service. That kind of thing. But I guess you kind of did too, though, with the YCC or
WCC.
Yeah, WCCC.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, kind of. And then like I just kind of naturally like aged out of that program because you can only do so many stints in an AmeriCorps program before they're like, you gotta go get a real job. So the next natural step was just kind of fire.
Yeah.
And then after that was like my gateway. Like I moved to Idaho just after shotgun applying everywhere, and like that was the first crew that called me. And
so, because you'd been doing some fire with the WCC?
Yeah.
So you knew you liked it?
Yep, we did some like, burns and stuff like most conservation corps do, but mostly like fuels work.
Oh, cool.
As far as like thinning goes and whatever projects got bid on.
But it kind of gave you the bug though for fire, huh?
Yeah, and I had some friends in college, obviously, who were like on engines throughout Wyoming, like by lander mostly. So
yeah, because I was kind of the same deal. Like I want to be in the Forest Service after school just because it was like the cool thing to do in Whitehall, but they didn't have much turnover because of that though too. So a bunch of my buddies were doing it, and like it's one of the best gigs to do in college and make some money. And so finally like got enough turnover, and I had put my resume in, and being small town, everyone knew me. I knew the folks running it. Like Kevin Schmitty, my boss and like one of my mentors growing up, and he called me up and like kind of, not like demanded I come in, but kind of like just get your ass in here and put
like
your app in.
Urged, yeah.
And like, I jumped on it because like it was so hard to get in before. My one friend Kyle Simons, he got out after we graduated from my class, and they only had one opening, and he got it. So
right on.
Yeah, it used to be really hard. Now it's kind of easy to get in the Forest Service.
Get like a foot in the door, yeah.
Yeah. So
now we're like, do you have an interest? Please come apply.
Yeah, exactly. we'll see if we can get you on even later. You
yeah.
know? Like, we did like 4 rounds of hiring last year or something, I think. And
shoot, I think like some places on the Bitterroot, they did like 9 rounds of hiring this year, and I know like everywhere across the country is kind of going through that right now. So
yeah,
totally.
It's
not special to here, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. And I wish I kind of knew the differences. I don't remember when I applied really. I think it was still like a paper resume and maybe an online thing back then. But it's tough because like when you're in high school, you're not thinking about what am I gonna do, after this is over, like for your senior year summer or whatever, after your senior year, after you graduate. You're not thinking about that as you start your senior year typically.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. Like even in college, like getting into fire, I was like, I'll just do this for a summer. The typical story, I'll do this for a summer and then apply for like jobs with my degree, and I was just so bad at it. I was like, I have to do it 2 summers so I cannot leave that bad at it.
Yeah, same. It was rough. All I want to do is like run a chainsaw, so I was like, I want to get better at that. So
you were that guy.
Back. Yeah, I was that guy.
Gotta run a saw.
Yeah, I was like, that's all I want to do. It gets me on fire too.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, it kind of worked, but I get a little tennis elbow every once in a while. So I mean,
oh, for sure, you get like the tingly fingers.
Yeah, a little trade off there.
Yep.
Yeah. So you end up in. So I guess back to you, WCC, right?
Yep.
I keep want to say YCC because the Youth Conservation Corps.
Yeah.
But WCC and then Idaho, you said?
Yeah. So I got on a Type 2A hand crew. Oh, nice. Like, literally shotgun applied. Had no idea what I was applying for.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they called me, and they're like, you want a spot? Like, it's a pretty wilderness crew. Yeah. Which also, like, I had no idea what that meant. I was just like, yeah, for sure. Like, I want a job after college. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take it. I was the same way. Like, I'll take anything. Did you, so, like, anywhere? You didn't care, like, state either? No. It didn't even matter?
Yeah. I was like, I'll go anywhere. I applied anywhere that was open, checked all the boxes, just serial applying on USA Jobs.
That's the way to do it, though,
First place that called me ended up on the Boise National Forest.
Oh, cool.
Which was rad. And, yeah, I was on a crew that was at an outstation, which is, like, pretty rare for the Forest Service nowadays.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I don't know if too many left, really, I don't think.
Yeah, I got to be in the Frank Church. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, cool.
But I remember, like, being on my first fire in Alaska and actually seeing Bitterroot.
Oh, really?
Which is crazy. And being like, what's that?
Hey, look
Everyone
at
was
these.
like, that's a hotshot crew. I was like, I don't know what that is.
I know. I was the same way. I was like, look at all these green, like, bus things.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know what they were.
They're so efficient.
Yeah. I was like, they look cool. I remember, like, we were in our trucks and, like, on the first fires on. I was like, man, I want to be in one of those.
Yeah, you're, like, in a six-pack, like, touching legs with, like, two strangers. Like,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And, like, I'm already feeling, like, self-conscious. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, God, now I got a bunch of people that can see me not know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're like, do I wear this yellow shirt to dinner? Or, like, no. Just be cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I kind of want to wear it, though. Like, I was so, like, happy to have one.
I'm like, you gave it to me, though.
Yeah, it's mine now. I just want to wear it. It's cold out.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any fire gear or anything on my first, like, anything with a logo on it. So
for sure.
Oh, that's the only thing that, like, kind of makes me look like a firefighter, so I want to keep wearing it.
Exactly, yeah. You get, like, your boots for the first time, same story.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I remember, I came out of the little, like, cache we had in Whitehall, and I had a brand new boots, and then brand new green Nomex on, brand new pants, and leather gloves hanging off my hip. And my buddy's like, He like maybe go back upstairs and find some old dirty stuff to throw on. He's like, you don't look like an NFG. I'm glad you did that because I was bright.
Yeah, it's like you would have stuck out sunshine. Like.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, brand new carabiners holding my gloves on. Like I'm here.
He's like, oh my God, put those on your back.
I was like, who hired this guy? And then, so Type 2A crew, and then where to then?
And then after that, I got on a Region 4 shot crew.
Oh, Region 4. Yeah.
Yep, so down in the Great Basin.
Down the Great Basin.
And I was there for a couple years, and then I actually took a state job on an engine for a season out of northern Idaho. Just get a little bit closer to family, get like a diversity of experience, and ultimately just realized I super missed hot shotting.
Yeah.
So this time less of a shotgun approach. Kind of went through all the crews, figured out who was going to have some maybe overhead perm positions opening up, and found Bitterroot, applied. Jay called me. Kind of had to I was so shocked that he was calling me to offer me like a lead position that I questioned him on it. He was like, "You want the job or not?" I was like, "I want the job. Yeah. I want the job. I'll be there."
It just doesn't seem like you want. I'm
just shocked you called.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it doesn't seem like we should be talking right now. So I was the same way when I got picked up for jumping. I was like, "Are you sure you're Luke Barrett? That's what you're looking for."
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
They're like, "We called this number." You're like, "Okay, I'll be there."
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that's right. You called me. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, it's such a shock, and
especially when it's a goal that you've been working towards for so long, so many years, and just like through the off season, like getting your PT ready, and just finally like you achieve that goal, and you're like, you sure?
Yeah, you really want me? Like, you sure there's not better out there?
Yeah.
I'm the one, huh? Yeah, and for me too, like I had already like in my head figured I was gonna be like 3 or 4 more years of fire, and I haven't done any hot shotting, and I hadn't then either. So I was like, well, I figured 3 years, 4 years on a crew, and I was just trying to pick out what crew would take me even then, but also like kind of where I wanted to be, and I was still wanting to be in Region 1. I mean, I was still thinking like maybe Region 3 because they started early, and I was still chasing like some, major fire checks at that point,
some money goals still.
Money goals, 1,000 hours, and then, not anymore.
Yeah, it's so weird how like the older you get, that changes. Like, I used to be like, I hope it's just like a ripping season and everything's crazy and we get all these crazy stories to tell. And now I'm like, I hope we're just safe and all of our bodies are fine at the end.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm with you. Like my last couple years in fire, same.
Yeah, I'm like, I hope they feed us well.
Yeah, exactly. What's the food gonna be like this year? You know, like, oh man.
Like, we gonna get those bag cakes again? Those were good.
Wait, tell me about that. What was
the
it?
like pound cakes they gave us last summer that came in the bags.
Oh, I didn't get any.
I feel like they were countrywide, man. There was like lemon poppy seed and like a marble one.
Oh, really?
And we were like using them like they were currency on our crew.
Yeah.
We're like, I'll give you the cake if you like help me do this thing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. No, I didn't go anywhere last year because I was on fuels detail, so I was just kind of hanging. But miss out on that guy. There's always something. When I was jumping, it was like the big ass. Like, it wasn't like you wanted it, but there was a big sausage that would get hidden in your gear once in a while. And you probably saw it when you were in Alaska because you're just in Alaska food boxes, giant sausage.
Yeah, the slimy pepperoni sticks.
Yeah, well, yeah. And this sausage was just like, I mean, giant.
Yeah, where you're like, I don't really want it, but I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, it got hidden in my bag. I took it back to Montana with me.
Like, being in like TSA, they're like, "What is this, sir?" You're like, I didn't put it there.
No, it's not mine.
I didn't pack that bag.
Yeah, exactly. You won't believe it, but like that's not mine. But yeah, like I brought it back and I was checking something out of my, like red bag, and I was like, son of a bitch. They're like buried in my shoe.
They got me.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good time. Did you? How many times have you been in Alaska then?
So my first fire ever, as a federal like employee, not through conservation, was actually in Alaska.
That is wild. Like flew into Fairbanks and did the deal?
Flew into Fairbanks, was on the Kenai.
Oh, really?
It rained a lot. I saw the big mosquitoes. There was an earthquake while I was there.
Really?
I remember just like being on the flight home and being like, is this how all of the fires are?
Oh, yeah, because of probably all the stuff, right? Like, rained on, giant mosquitoes and earthquake.
And it's like, I'm a big like letter writer, and I wrote my best friend from college like postcards before Alaska. I was like, we're going to Alaska. It's going to be so awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
And I wrote her postcards at the end where I was like, my feet are so messed up. That was terrible. It rained the whole time. You don't know what chafing is.
Yeah, just ruined my feet.
Yeah, she likes to like carry both around and show people at parties. Like,
Before and after Alaska. Yeah.
She's like, how do you feel about it now? I'm like, I don't know. I go back. I feel like I'm due for an Alaska.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Well, especially when you're a jumper.
Yeah, after 11 seasons, due for Alaska, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. So you only had the one time, huh?
Yep, the one stint.
Oh, that's more than some people. Like, I still have some buddies that haven't ever been up there yet. So
yeah.
I got really lucky my third year. I got to go up there as a jumper, and so like when you become a jumper, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I always hear it's like the place to jump. Nice soft landings for the most part.
Yeah,
smushy
totally.
Bogs.
Yeah, smushy bogs, lots of air.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty. Even on the round, like I was up there on the round, and the guy that I was going behind kind of hesitated. And he hadn't had an operational jump in a few years because the last one he had broke his femur. So he just not. It wasn't even that much. It was just like a mild hesitation, but it was enough to like. My brain didn't like catch it until I was in the air, and I was like kind of half crabbing away from the jump spot until I like realized like, oh, I need to run. And I think maybe he might even said it like, turn and run. So which is like turn and go full speed towards the spot. So I did that, and I still had enough air to make it. I just kind of just barely missed it, and like you said, land on that nice squishy tundra, and it was great. Tundra, yeah.
Tussock tundra. As long as you're good being wet. Like,
Alaska's
fine.
Yeah, for sure. Like I couldn't find a dry spot for my tent, so I just got floating around on my thermarest when I was there.
I'm like, it's kind of funny because it's like Frogger almost. Like you're like boop boop boop. You step on the wrong spot, you're just like wet up to your chest all of a sudden. Like my Smoky.
Exactly. Like I just lost my Smoky. Damn it. Go back through and dry that sucker out.
Yeah, everything's all just running and blurred.
It's like my little journal, my little diary.
Exactly.
The Smoky, so. Go back through and pencil some stuff in.
I always keep like 2 years in my man purse with me.
Oh, yeah.
And then the rest of them in my desk.
Yeah, dang.
I'm like, cool, last year we were, so I can settle those arguments,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
down the line.
Oh, especially.
Like, we were on a fire last year, but now I'm like, no, we weren't.
No, yeah, because everyone always kind of remembers those different too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have all like my, like I had all of the online, like, well, you don't, I got a link pass now, but like, Connect HR and stuff.
Oh,
like all the important little logins I had.
They're like, don't write down your password all in one spot. Every Forest Service employee's like,
yeah, go to the last page in the Smoky. It's like, all the stuff, even like stuff that I don't even like email stuff that doesn't even pertain to the government, like whatever I'd have.
Right.
It's just like,
I'm like, why is my ATM pin in here? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, if I got old Smoky, I bet it's in there, like one of my old ATMs,
Oh yeah. It takes a while to realize that you don't write those things down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like, just have a little talk to myself. Use your brain, you idiot.
Yeah. I look back at my Smokies from when I was like 18. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm like, this is what I thought was important.
I know. Yeah, some of the stuff. Oh, gee. Like, my first one was like nothing. And then, like, I saw someone, I'd had like times and like I'd be like fire. And I wouldn't even like have a specific fire. And then my second one, I saw someone else who had like a really good one. So then I was like a little journal, and I was like, today we're on the line,
Right? Yeah. Now I write down like everything we do in there, like what division we were on. When I started fire, I was like ham sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Roast beef, sad face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just another. What we kept getting. And it was like cool at first until chicken fried steak out in eastern Montana. Like at first it was like, man, this is great. And then we had like 10 chicken fried steaks, and I was like, I need something else.
Yeah.
My arteries.
I can't drink the gravy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I need something not deep fried anymore. Please.
I feel like last summer was like the summer of the steak.
Oh, really?
Before that, we had like the year of the fried chicken.
Yeah.
Like it stopped being funny. We ate so much fried chicken.
Yeah, like, it's too much.
And the like great Jay Wood hates fried chicken. It's like his least favorite food.
Oh, really? Oh, dang.
He wasn't like super pumped about it.
No, I bet.
Sad soup, sad crew,
That's true. Yeah, it really rolls downhill, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, yeah. The I was in Alaska too. The steaks, holy cow, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like we got, I don't know if they just like miscounted, but we got this food box and it had like a ton of steak in it, and we were like eating steak like 3 times a day, just trying to eat them all up before they went bad. And
yeah.
We did the Alaska cooler. Do you know about that?
Oh no.
So the permafrost, right?
Yep.
So you just take a chainsaw and you literally like plunge it into the dirt and like cut out a square and then you pull it off, and you gotta dig out a little plastic a little bit too, but you pretty much got like an ice box right there in the ground.
Ice box. Yeah, right on.
It works really good. Yeah. So I remember my first experience with it, like it was kind of a big deal. Like, hey, come on over, let's make a tundra cooler. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Like
you're like, we're about to ruin this chain.
Yeah, exactly. Like I hope I'm not using this ever again. But you were just like kicking the black spruce over at that point. So
that's true. You like blow on them, they fall down.
Yeah, totally. Drew Pattison showed me this cool video of him coming in. I think it was like maybe when he's first in the Ram Air, but it was Structure Pro for this cabin. This big, it's an awesome video. I'll see if I can find it on YouTube. But there's this big flame front coming in, and it's in Alaska, of course. But he comes flying in, and he's just kicking black spruce as he's going in. It's a really cool video. And then he does like a time lapse of them, doing all this stuff, like getting the ground. And I think they set up sprinklers. And set up sprinklers, did a bunch of just like triage stuff. Started the pumps and then took off, and like I think they had a boat we know or something. Like, man, I'm really screwing this up, but hopefully folks, if they're interested, can go check it out on YouTube. But so as he's like floating away from the cabin, like that flame front's like coming and like hits, I think, in the video, and then I think maybe it fades off to something else, or maybe they go back and then shows like what they did in like a hurry, save the cabin. It was really cool.
Right on. So the cabin was fine.
Yeah, the cabin was fine.
Badass.
Yeah, it was super cool. Everything else was like nuked around it, but
see, that's like the thing about smoke jumpers. They always have rad videos. Like you're on a hotshot crew, you're like, I took a really cool picture of this hillside last night. You pull it up, it's just like dots.
Yeah, totally. It's all dark. Yeah.
Like trying to, you're like, I promise it was cool.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it justice.
No, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to get a good nighttime shot. The new phones make it better, but yeah, like my first time on fire, like taking a selfie at night, and they're like, couldn't even see me.
Right.
Or anything,
yeah.
Once in a while, like a stripe in the hard hat. The reflector.
See like your teeth.
yeah, exactly. Like, like, oh, there's just some mouth there.
Yeah. You're like, that's how you can tell it's me.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell. Look at that little bit of brown tooth there. That's me.
I don't know. People have like their full cameras on the line.
Oh, really?
I'm like, you're making beautiful portraits. Yeah, like we got like a camera guy on our crew.
Really? Oh, cool. Yeah, you got some cool like wall photos, like for like maybe your future office.
I'm sure. I mean, Augie was on your show, but I'm sure he made some rad prints. He's always working on a little bit of a project with his camera. I just like can't believe he packs it around. Yeah,
when you said photography, that's what my brain went to.
Yep.
And
the camera guy.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about that whale photo he's got. Did you see that? He's got it in his like apartment, I think. Well, he did at least when I was there, and it was it was the background for the podcast, and we did it on purpose because it would be a good conversation piece. And we got wrapped up in talking about all kinds of random podcasty, my brain stuff, and totally didn't talk about it. So I guess we're talking about it now. But like, if you guys want to, check out the August Shield podcast.
Yeah, check out his whale.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy photo. It's like a washed up whale, like it's
like a beached whale.
Beached whale, yeah. Not alive anymore, but
sad.
It's kind of sad.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. whale. But it's a cool photo though. Like it's a really cool photo. Like. Nature, I guess.
Yeah, nature.
Yeah. I've never even seen. I mean, I've seen a whale from a distance, but like not real close. Have you seen a whale?
Yeah, I went on a whale watching vacation once.
What? Where?
I was super little in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from New York,
From New
actually.
York?
Yeah,
Oh,
originally.
we kind of skipped over that part.
Yeah.
That's what I should have led with. I don't know. I was so excited about the outdoorsy stories and stuff.
Yeah, that's as far as we got.
Yeah. So you grew up in New York?
Yeah, I grew up in New York.
Upstate?
Upstate, yeah, kind of by Rochester.
Oh, cool.
I guess that's like the closest bigger place. There's an airport there.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know upstate very well. Just Adirondacks. That's what I was like saying.
It's pretty far from that still.
Oh, did you go to the Adirondacks though?
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Oh, really?
Used
cool.
to do some like rock climbing and stuff there once I was in college.
Really?
And got outdoorsy.
And get outdoorsy, yeah. Around 18 or something.
Yeah, because when you're like learning how to be outdoorsy, you're like, I have to like dabble in all the things.
Yeah.
Like mountain bike, you're like, that's not for me. All right. Rock climb, maybe not.
Maybe, yeah. I know, because I was like on the same way, but I was kind of opposite. Like rock climbing, I did a little bit in college, and then just like it's kind of hard to do by yourself. And
yeah, for sure. Gotta have a partner.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of quit doing the rock climbing thing, got more into the mountain biking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't mountain bike though?
No, not really. I mean, I got super into road cycling since I did the half Ironman this last winter, right before the season.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, a lot more into road cycling.
Half Ironman?
Yeah, half Ironman.
Oh, I gotta ask you about that. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the fan because I just realized I thought I heard something. I thought it was the camera beeping, but I think we're doing all right.
Overheating.
It's pretty warm. Oh, hopefully I saved it. Yeah, like the GoPro's, designed to move, so
designed to have wind on them.
Yeah, so like doing cool things.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much podcasting things.
Yeah.
So even the new one, like I had overheat on me a little bit too. So
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too versed in the GoPro.
No, it's like the only thing I know. So one of these days I'll get something else maybe, but it's like all I got. But we left. Wait, we were talking about
New York.
New York. Yeah, but right after, something rock climbing, mountain biking.
Yeah, you're like you don't mountain bike. It's like a road bike.
Oh, road bike. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, half Ironman.
Half Ironman. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's go full circle there.
Yeah, we tracked it down. It took a little while.
Yeah.
Tired. Well, you worked all day. I kind of worked all day.
Yeah.
So, we both got tired brain.
Yeah. I also have the fine sawdust that gets stuck to you from thinning.
Nice little gleam.
Yes.
Little
I
camera
was like,
gleam.
it'll make me photogenic.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. Yeah.
I was like, I don't think they mind. I'm not gonna wash my face.
No. Yeah, looks perfect. I don't have anything to. Yeah, I'm not like a field guy anymore. So just like I'm like the soft one in this photo.
Yeah. The clean one.
Yeah, the clean one. Yeah. So this half Ironman, where was this at?
So I did it in Long Beach, California.
Oh, really? Was it hot as shit?
It wasn't bad because it was in March. It was in like early March. So
was it raining?
It was raining. Yeah, it rained super, super hard up until the race. So all the pollution from LA washed into the bay, and then we couldn't swim. But we ran in the wet sand for like a mile and a half ish, and then biked, and then ran again on a path.
Oh.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
It stinks super bad because like the swim was like the thing I was most nervous about. You're always like trained into your weakness. So I spent so much time training for that, and so many late nights in the pool, and then it just got canceled. And hopefully though, I'll do another one at some point. And get the full experience. Maybe a full Ironman. Who knows?
Yeah, I want to do a full one, but I'm not like tough enough yet. Like I'll get there, but like I just need like a little more time in my life. And
yeah.
You see like the like everyone's seen probably the videos of Hawaii when they're doing like that big Ironman. It looks amazing.
Like what is that, like the Ultra Championship Ironman?
Yeah, I think so.
I know my dad's always like, you should get in that one so that way I like have an excuse to go hunting in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, my races are not a piggyback, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, while you're doing your grueling ass race, I'm gonna be out here just killing some shit.
He's like, I'll be cheering at the beginning and the end. Don't worry.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's true. It's it's like a full day thing, so he could really do it. That'd be great. He's like out spearfishing, then he comes back in like, I got some lobster for us.
I feel like every time he goes with me, it's just like, how long do you think this is gonna take you? And I'm like, the pressure.
Yeah. Like, why? You got something to do?
Right?
Is that you're asking?
Exactly. Like, you're not here for this?
I thought you're here to watch me, homie.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're in Long Beach. It was, I don't know, it's pretty rad down there. I'd never, like, been to that part of California before. A lot of traffic.
Oh, yeah, I think I've been all around it. Like, I don't know where Huntington Beach is. And LA. Is that kind of the same area? Yeah.
Yep,
yeah, it's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like, me and my brother and my wife and a bunch of people went surfing in Huntington. And then we went and had dinner on purpose because you could see the traffic was horrible. So we went sat down and had, like, this long dinner and just kind of hung out for a while and got hydrated. And still, it was like bumper to bumper heading back to Pomona where he was living. And it was like not that far away. And it was like, oh my God, it's brutal.
It's like 12 miles. You sit in traffic for like 4.5
Yeah,
hours.
I was getting claustrophobic because I've never experienced that before. It was wild.
I was like, I don't know if we'll come to another race in California.
Yeah.
Might stick to like Washington or something. Idaho.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. But there's so many like cool things, to see in Cali. So it's like, oh, man.
And it was like we like drove through Vegas on the way there and back. So like on the way there, like obviously like we just chilled, but on the way back we were like, we have to go to a magic show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I had to stop and see Chris Angel. Mind freak.
Yeah. Was it awesome?
Oh God, it was like so cringy.
Oh.
He's like pretty old now.
Damn
like,
I'm picturing like the beautiful Chris Angel from probably the 90s or
early
2000s maybe.
Now he's like maybe in his 60s, like at least in his late 50s.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
He's time capsuled in my brain of being like this, like
oh yeah,
fit maybe upper 30s kind
from the TV show. Yeah, like perfect abs, like putting phones into bottles.
Yeah,
like,
all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah.
He still put phones into bottles.
It's just maybe not as much pizzazz. Maybe,
yeah, that's consistent. There was, but I mean, the show had everything. There were swords.
Oh, so that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's still a magic show, right? I mean,
I think there was like rapping at one point.
What? Like music rapping?
Yeah, I remember just like looking over at the person I was with and being like, "What is going on?"
Man, the guy can do everything. You know, jeez.
He does it all.
Yeah, I mean, I can barely do a podcast. So, I mean, I'm impressed.
Right, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'll hotshot the rest of my life. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's good. It's good living though.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what like you hear too. Like everyone talks about the crew life thing, and I don't know, maybe we could touch on that a little bit. Like, we're gonna be doing a lot of circles here because that seems like we're keep wrapping up. But that's good. I'm glad because. Yeah, like, I mean, I was only on a Type 2A crew, the Great Northern. Like, I squad bossed with them back in, like, 2012.
Right on.
And then that was pretty cool because King, I think, was acting Soup, Mike King, who used to be on the Bittered Shots for a long time. So he was running it similar to how the Bittered Shots run, which was cool to see, like, that kind of organization. And then Margarita Phillips, who's, legendary smoke jumper, was kind of like the assistant, I think. I don't know, org was kind of different because King was detailed in. And then Carrie, who was also a smoke jumper, was there too. And I think that maybe was the overhead. So like 2 smoke jumpers and a hot shot. So it was like for young firefighters like me, I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So I talked to them about stuff. But also got the experience of like buggy life and crew life. And it was cool. I mean, not on the same level as like hot shot, but it was still like really good time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's hard to get away from it. I feel like it like almost gets addicting.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everyone I know, well, not everyone, that's a sweeping generalization, but a lot of people I know who got out of fire, like they're like, I miss the buggy, I miss the crew, I don't miss PT hikes or
I know there's like so
project work.
Yeah, exactly. Or those all night fires. Like me and August we're talking about that a little bit because like the kind of sense of humor you get with that group of people, right? Like man, and it's not like it's just like once in a while. It's like all the time. Like it doesn't get shut off. Like you'll be drained working like 24 hours and be on this fire just like staring into the black really, but you got to hold it. You got to be there in case a wind event comes up or whatever, so you don't lose it. So you're like staring at this fire all night, like kind of looking at the green, looking back at the embers and just like getting hypnotized and like trying not to fall asleep. Got probably way too much chew in your mouth to stay awake, and like then you hear someone say something just random as hell and it just like cracks everybody up and probably not that funny like in a normal day, but like just in that scenario it just kills you.
You like go home and try to tell other people that story and they're just like straight faced looking at you. You're like, oh, okay, not funny.
All right. You had to be there. To be there.
It was great in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, just the crazy personalities and the crazy like conversations that come out of it. That are just.
Oh, I know. I feel like there's so many people, even on our crew this year, that I'm like, I don't know if in a normal world, say we're accountants, we would cross paths.
Right? Oh,
but
true.
I'm glad we did.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because it brings like all walks of the earth, at least in the U.S. here.
Oh, for sure.
Like fire does. Because I think, I don't know if everyone has a little interest in fire, it's a primal thing in us, I think,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is wild. Because, like, I think about all the big brains I've met in fire. Unreal. Like,
oh, yeah.
I always tell people this, like, I knew why I was in fire, right? I got a strong back, soft brain. I was that big, like, I get it. I could carry a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, back when my body was in good shape. But now it's like, but then, like, I'd run into somebody who's, like, super smart and has, like, an engineering degree or something, like, or some kind of master's in something that, like, way beyond my abilities. I'm like, what? Like, you did physics and you're here?
Yeah.
Like, I barely passed algebra. I know why I'm here.
Oh, I know. I feel like we've had so many people on the crew that are like, yeah, I have like an engineering degree.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's going to help you dig line. Tell you about engineering some line.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Still the mechanics and things, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I just know how to shut off my brain. I think that's why it works so good for me.
Yeah, I know. I know. I hate to admit it. I went to a barbecue last weekend, and everyone was like, you think you'll ever stop hot-shotting? And I was like, I don't know, but I think I'm addicted to suffering. So
yeah, I think that's a lot of it, right? I think all of us have that in common. It's like, and I remember like my professor, I hope to have him on the podcast. I got to track him down, but he was in Dillon, and he like was a dean in Alaska for one of the Alaska universities. I don't know if it was one in Fairbanks or where, but he was up there for a long time, and he has these cool stories. So visits friends up there, and he showed me this video. They're on the beach, like in Bering Strait, right? Is that spot? Yeah, up by the Bering Sea.
Yeah, Bering Sea.
Yeah, up by the Bering Sea, and it's like kind of known for the gnarly weather. Like I kind of had an idea, but you showed him this video, and he's just laughing his ass off. And tents are flying, people are chasing him. No one looks happy, and he's having the best time of his life. He's like, one of my best memories ever. He's like, you'll never forget that.
Yeah.
He's like, how many times are you gonna remember just sitting on the beach?
He's like I watched tents turn into kites.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
He's like, it was crazy. It was awesome, you know. And he loves the bad weather and stuff. And he's like, but you always remember that. I'm like, that's a good point, man. Like, you always remember those bad, like rough times, you know.
Oh yeah.
Where you're like, this sucks. What are we doing here? This sucks. You know, but like you always remember that. Like,
where it's so hard, it like happened in July, and you don't forget how hard it was until like Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know if I can go back after that. And then like spring comes around, you start getting the itch. You're like, man, I'm kind of looking forward to the fire season again. You know?
You're like, I'm going back for the boys.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. You know, like, because I had that a few times in my last couple seasons. I was like. It's like, oh man, I think this is the last one. Maybe I should probably try to do something else, you know. And then like spring comes around, and I start like the weather gets nice. I'm like, yeah, fire season. You know?
Yeah, and I feel like people like that have gotten out, like definitely have described that to me. You like hit that point where you're like, nope, I'm done, and I know I'm done.
Yeah.
But I feel like for now, I'm not close to that yet.
No.
Still got the passion.
Yeah, the passion. Yeah, that's huge though. Like, well, and you're still like super fit and like ready to go. Cause mind and body, if it's both in it, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good time. But for me, my mind kind of started straying a little bit. You know, like when I went to Alaska, actually, I was there for like 3 months, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a long stint.
Yeah, it was a long cruise, and we had just gotten a puppy, and that was like the first time I was like missing. You know, like of course I was always missing. You know, Autumn, but I was like. I don't know, having another like person thing in the relationship in the mix, and I'm missing like the puppy growing. You know, it's just a puppy, but it's still like, man.
And you can't like pick up the phone and call a puppy, so it's different.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. And then also like for the first little bit, I was like, first couple weeks we were in McGrath, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just talk to her when I talk to her, or when I get a hold of a satellite phone, you know, I'll call home. And then I figured out like you could call with like WhatsApp. This is like back in 2015, so there wasn't a whole lot of technology options.
Yeah, like the beginning of WhatsApp.
Yeah, so I didn't even know, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, that looks like a phone button, and I like hit it, and I'm like, oh, sure enough, you can call people.
Yeah, now they're like, you can use this calculator to call home. I'm like, what?
Yeah, there's so much stuff now, yeah.
Which, like, I don't know if that's just like a gap of like me getting older and like hotshots. It's weird. They show up every year and they're the same age. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just get older. They don't.
I know. I kind of feel the same way, right? Like,
but they're like, I have like these like things and technology and jokes, and have you seen this video? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking
especially
about.
Especially like TikTok stuff. Like, poof. I remember like when I started this, they're like, you need a TikTok. I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
It's okay, and we're in Montana. Now you're not allowed to have a TikTok anyway. So
oh, true.
You dodged that bullet.
Yeah, man, I'm glad. Yeah, one less thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were doing like little dumb kind of TikToks, but like, I mean, all of them are kind of like, I mean, not all of them, but like, are kind of just like the little dance thing.
Those
like,
dances are important to our culture.
They are, you know, moving us along as a species. Mm-hmm. But I remember like, they did one that was kind of funny. Like, it was dumb, but it was kind of funny. But I was like, I'm not that creative, you know. I can't dance, so I'm like, I don't know, you know, TikTok's for me. And now I don't even have to make that choice. I guess we can't do it.
Now
anyways.
It's made for you.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll probably lose like YouTube or something. And then I don't know, be Spotify
Get
only.
a channel.
Oh yeah, make my own channel. Have to have a following for that, I think. You know.
It's coming along. I know.
One of these days, yeah. I feel pretty good about it. Like someone was asking me the other day, like, I mean, how's things coming? I'm like, well, the numbers aren't really showing anything, but like just kind of a feeling and word of mouth, and just more people seem to be talking about it. Like to me, you know. So
for sure.
I think it's starting to do something, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you pop up on my shows that I would like. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, Someone's lying to you, but I appreciate it.
No, it's an algorithm.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
it's science. It's science.
It could be. I don't know.
Can't argue with science.
Someone's messing with you, like you know, like how they say that the algorithms are like there to like addict you and melt your brain or something. You know, keep you from thinking. Maybe that's where I'm in. You know, that's like my little niche. I don't want to keep it too long. How long do we got here?
I'm not super worried. It's not super late yet.
All right, yeah. Just cut me off if it gets too late.
Okay.
I forgot to like.
I know everyone was like, you gotta tell Luke that like y'all are moping tomorrow, like you're leaving early because he will talk forever.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse, right?
Yeah.
You know, like oh, this is fun, and then I'm like look down, like oh, it's been like 3 hours. I'm sorry.
You're like, I did it again.
Yeah, I just took a good chunk of your life away. I'm sorry.
No worries. I'm all packed. Everything's ready.
Oh, good. Yeah, then you just got the squad boss position?
I did, yeah. This is my first year officially as a squad boss. I was detailed last year and then kind of shared the position with one of the other seniors the year before because our squaddy tore his Achilles on our first roll. So
shoot.
Yeah.
That's that's a brutal one. But hey, congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Super pumped.
I know. I got the job and Jay came in my office and I can't get a job with Bitterroot without having a weird meeting with Jay of the Mines, and he was like, "Are you excited?" And I was like, "I don't know. Again, it hasn't sunk in yet."
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But now it hits different. It's hitting different.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
now that we're through criticals and all like the, where's the soap and do I put this tool on the buggy questions?
Oh yeah, true, right? Because you're in a different regiment. Because that's one thing that I realized, I guess, when I was doing the Great Northern thing is like it's kind of simplifies everything, because like you go on a Type 2 throw together crew, you're like. What do I do?
Yeah.
But as like a hot shot, you're like, this is your job. You do it every day. Like
100%.
Lunches, water, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but
yeah.
Not so many folks know. Yeah, the system. Yeah, you get the system going, and then
you always know what's expected of you.
Yeah.
Plus tack on a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
That'll get you ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was super pumped when I found out through the the grapevine of the Forest Service, and
thanks, man.
Yeah, so I was like, man, it's a weird time for me even because it's like. I'm old enough and been in this game long enough where I have like friends that are squad bosses, which I never like on hot shot crews, like you and my buddy Charlie Palermo of Helena. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then one of our friends just got the base manager at Missoula jump base. Well, and then my other buddy got the base manager of NCSB.
Cool.
So it's nuts. And I was just talking to Savoya, who's the base manager here in Missoula. I was like, man, this is crazy, dude. Like,
yeah,
like you're my buddy and you're the base manager. And I was like, because that used to be, I mean, it's still a big title, but it was like such a big deal when I first started because it felt like no one ever moved, Mm-hmm. And especially like you too, squad was like, I see my squad bosses were there and almost retired in squad boss positions back in the day or something. At least that's the way it felt to me,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and so you're like, there's got to be a spot for me. I got to be ready. You got to be ready.
Yeah. I remember like my rookie year in NCSB, we were all like when everyone else could finally talk to me when I made it through rookie training.
Right.
Like we were all in the kitchen and I still was feeling like out of place, and I hadn't earned my stripes yet. I felt, and all these guys were talking, and one of the guys, he was going above and beyond kind of and getting responsibilities and doing really good. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be base manager one day. He's like, I didn't get in the game as young enough, like he's like, I'm too old at this point. It's weird because I was like thinking like, wow, is that really it? And at the time it kind of was because no one really ever left, and people seemed to retire in 6 and 7 GS positions, and now it's like with the economy, it seems like people are getting up and getting out a little bit more, and trying to get that high 3 before they bail.
Yeah.
Even outside of fire.
I feel like even just like the culture, maybe if. I don't know if people are seeing this in smoke jumping as much just because of the type of position it is in comparison to hot shotting, but I feel like the culture of hot shotting, even in my time on crews, has changed where you don't have that career seasonal sticking around for 7, 8, 9 seasons, you know? Like,
yeah, because that was me.
Yeah, people are coming fresher, newer, like maybe they have some crew experience. Usually they don't anymore. Which, like when I got into hot shotting, it was like, you will be on a Type 2 crew before you come here.
Yeah, right? It was like this really kind of stiff
They were like, this
process.
is like the jumping board to go hot shot. Like,
yeah.
Got a Type 2 crew, got a Type 2 IA crew.
Yeah, Type 2 IA crew, and if you can sprinkle some helitech in there, like
then
get
you
some helicopter.
Travel, try to sell yourself, talk to all the soups.
Hey, listen, I work really hard, and I work out really hard. And,
get in your car after all those meetings and cry.
Yeah, oh my God, so much stress.
I don't know if they liked me.
Especially, like people who probably don't know, like who maybe don't know about the fire world, or even just like in Region 1, like they're spaced out, Like,
oh yeah.
in California, a little tighter with the hotshot crews,
Mm-hmm.
but like the jump bases, the hotshot crews are spaced out, so you got a lot of time to think on your way back from your drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh god, why'd I say that?
You're like in Helena. They're like, can you be in Boise tomorrow? You're like, oh
no. yep, I'll be there.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
drive all night.
Yeah, what time? I'm there. Yeah. Oh,
and it's always early. Let's go on a run at 7 a.m. You're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what I want to do.
I'm ready. Yeah, exactly.
I'll be my best.
This is the dream.
Yeah.
I'm in. Speaking of that, like, what do you have, like, workouts you do? Have they changed over the years? What's kind of the fitness program?
I feel like, yeah, they've definitely changed over the years. Because I used to, like, PT to be a hotshot,
Yeah.
So it's just like I was, like, critical training myself all year. And then, like, I would get to criticals and be like, I just want this to be over.
Yeah.
And I was that person, we just need a fire. We just need a fire.
Yeah.
But I feel like, since I've come to Bitterroot, I was like, like, hotshotting is my job. It's not my identity. And like ultimately, if I'm not going to get burned out on training and being here, like I'm going to have to like find other things to train for that also make me in shape for work.
That's super healthy.
Yeah. So like with that kind of like reinvention of my plan, like I got super into like powerlifting for a while, then realized, hey, that makes you heavy. It's hard to hike when you're heavy.
Yeah, I know. I did the same thing.
Yeah. Love lifting still, but after that, like definitely got more into like long distance running and ultras and just like hiking for fun.
Yeah, that's a new thing, right? At least for me, because I was the same way. Like I just hike with like if I was going to hike, I'd have some weight in the pack and going for like a time. Like I wasn't like timing myself, but I was going like speed.
Yeah, like you definitely feel bad if you don't hit that time you're not trying to hit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. Like I don't have a time in mind, but I got a time in mind.
Yeah, and like none of your friends want to hike with you anymore. You're like, you want to go out? They're like, nope.
Yeah. No,
you can stop there.
Yeah, exactly. I want to go look at things. Like you just like I just keep plowing.
Yeah, they're like, not with you.
Yeah, I'm just mouse breathing my way up to. I'm a bit of a loud hiker breather,
Yeah, I'm like I can't do this any longer to my loved ones, so I had to start training for hobbies instead of for work.
Well, that's so healthy though, because like so that's so easy for this to be your identity, and a lot of professions are like that. Like just experience of folks outside of foresters who are in the trades or whatever they might be, your engineer. It's like. Yeah. So what do you do for fun then? And a lot of times there's I'm in the office and then I go home and watch football or something. It's like, and that happens in every profession. I feel like. Yeah,
and I feel like I've like gotten to the point in my career where I've definitely like tried to separate the two. Like, I mean, I'm like very dedicated to the crew, obviously, and like if someone calls me at night needs to talk or whatever, like I will, or like if something else comes up at the office and I have to go out on a day off, like I will. I live right across the street, so
that kind of makes it easy that way.
Yeah, but like at a certain point, you learn how to like shut it off.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Like be available, but not be like on. If that makes any sense. Like not have your brain switched onto it and like be like that taking up your time because it's hard. Because like especially when you're younger and it is your life. You're still thinking about it. You're like, maybe like crack a beer. You're like, maybe I should just have one because what if, like you're kind of not having to enjoying your time off because you're thinking about the next fire call or whatever.
Exactly. You're like, I don't know what could happen to me tomorrow. Now I know what's going to happen. It's the biggest mountain. That's what's going to happen.
The biggest mountain? Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
So just remember that when you're drinking that beer.
Yeah, exactly. I used to be able to, I was talking to somebody about that too. Like I used to be able to just like party and not get any sleep and, show up and fight fire and be fine. Oh, that would kill me.
Yeah. Now I like think about a beer. I'm like,
No. Oh, it'd be so bad. I couldn't even imagine. Or like, chewing and hiking.
Yeah.
No way I could do that.
No, I'm so glad I quit chewing.
Yeah.
It was like the hardest but best decision I've made in my fire career, maybe.
Yeah, so good for you. Like, geez, I mean, it's so easy to get addicted to. Like, I was trying to explain this to somebody not too long ago. And it wasn't like it was hard. I was just like, well, it's just a lot of downtime in fire sometimes. So, like, you complement that with, like, a nice chew. And it's kind of like a nice calming thing. Like, if you're cleaning the saw or whatever, kind of like more like kind of not really stimulating activity. That like, maintenance is not that stimulating. But, man, like, you're doing some sharpening and you got to chew in. It just makes it like this nice zen kind of thing you're doing.
And then it's like a habit after too long. Yeah. And you're like, now when I sharpen, I chew. Or like, now I went on that hard hike. I'm going to chew on the way down.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
It is, yeah. And somehow, like, I'd only do it, like, it was only those things that would, like, kind of cue it. And so then I wouldn't chew during the school year, typically. And I was running track, so I was, like, more thinking about that, I guess. But one time I came back and I threw in, like a grizzly wintergreen or something.
Oh,
something pretty gnarly. And I was like, I'm done with this. And
like, I feel ill.
Yeah, like right away too. Like it was bad, and I was just at the point where I was like a senior on the engine or something. So I had some like seniority and was trying to build some street cred for the new folks. And I was like, I'm about to throw up in front of all these little young kids, and I need one of them to hold my hair.
19-year-olds. Yeah. Get him to hold my hair.
Oh my God, it was a bad deal. Yeah. And so I was like, well, I think I'm done with this stuff, and I really mess with it too much. I mean, once in a while I'll mess with like leaf if I'm on a long road trip, but like not the hard stuff anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that's like another thing that has definitely like aged out of me over time is like I feel like a lot of times with hot shotting everyone has like the work hard, play hard mentality.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like R&R is for rest and recovery. Like that's what that's for.
Yeah, yoga.
Yeah,
icing.
Lots of hot yoga and icing, ice baths. Yeah.
Yeah, during Rookie Train, that was like the thing I was doing a lot, and it ended up just being my other friend Justin Johansson. I was trying to figure out how to put like Rookie Bro, but my Rookie Bro and buddy Justin Johansson was there with me, and he lived in Wenatchee, so he usually go home.
Okay. Cool.
On our days off, but then I'd just be like by myself around the base. And basically, I realized I could just like ice all weekend and relax, and it was just fine.
Yeah.
You know? And that seemed to help out through.
Wenatchee's a cool area.
It is, yeah. It was really cool. And then just like the being up for Winthrop and stuff. So if you're wanting to get out of Region 1 for jumping, which I don't know. I mean, if I were you, I'm saying I don't know if I would leave because like Missoula's pretty cool. It's right down the road.
I know the guys there are so nice too.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys were on a hard bargain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's such a good spot. I mean, I think with like every base just like probably hot shots. Like everyone's got their own flavor, but Missoula's just like super cool. It's convenient right there, and it usually kind of got all the Region 8 stuff like kind of tapped into all that, and other training opportunities because so much flows through the AFD.
Yeah.
But like NCSB is kind of like more the small, because it's a small base, and it's like West and Grangeville, like they're all kind of similar, like smaller community, and do more old school kind of jumping lifestyle, I guess.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because they're not like a part of a big compound like Boise or the AFD or even Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah, where it's like a mini city instead of like the end of the world, like Grangeville.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Grangeville is kind of like that, huh?
I'm like, I can't believe there's a highway through here. It's crazy.
No, you get the valley, you're like, man, like if I break down.
No, I love Grangeville.
Yeah,
I should say that.
Awesome.
I spent some time out there on an engine. I loved it.
It's awesome, but
the Nez Clear is awesome.
It is, but that's what makes it special, though, being like the end of the world,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Blinn, the base manager there, he's awesome too. So, you really can't go wrong jumping anywhere, but I just kind of got my favorites just because that was where I jumped.
Yeah.
So I'll try to probably throughout this whole podcast, we just like, well, what about West Yellowstone?
Try to sway me.
Yeah, exactly. Towards it, because I jumped out of NCSB, then West, then Missoula. So
yeah.
Keep talking about those ones. I wish I would have jumped out of Grangeville though for a little bit because I really like all those folks too.
Yeah, and I mean you can't like really go wrong with the salmon and steelhead runs through that area. So if that's your jam,
totally.
It's always a great place to be.
Yeah, I'm with you. And just like the folks are there, like I'm trying to think of like who was all there still, like Amanda Holt and Russ and Stanzak, and Stanzak was at West when I was there. I don't know if you met any of those guys.
I haven't met any of them.
Yeah,
I know Feaster used to jump out of there, but now he's out in Reading.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird transition. Most people go the opposite.
Right? Go big to small, but
yeah. But
Feaster went small to big.
Yeah, is he liking it? Do you know?
I think he's liking it. He's hiking the PCT.
Oh yeah,
this summer and taking the season off, but. His pictures from that look super rad.
They look unreal.
Seems like he's having a good time meeting a whole bunch of trail angels and hippie people.
Yeah, trail angels.
Doing Feaster things,
Yeah, totally. We became buddies through this, and I haven't actually met him in person, but I'm hoping to have him on the podcast after he's done with his journey because it looks amazing.
Oh yeah. And he's just like a monster of a person. That guy's a physical beast.
Yeah, he looks like he doesn't have like sad photos. I think some people when they go on these big adventures, they have a couple down days where like I was thinking about home a lot today, and there's like
oh my feet.
Yeah, exactly. We're just like, this is epic. Like all his photos are like epic.
Feaster's like, I brought 1 can of tuna fish and a T-shirt. I think that'll do me.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Underwear slows you down, so I didn't bring any of those.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need them.
Yeah, exactly. one more thing to have to wash later on,
Exactly. Or throw away.
Yeah, exactly.
I think at the end of that, you just throw all your clothes away and start over.
I would think so, yeah. Just like, there's like a burn barrel at the end of the trail.
It's like the Tupperware in the back of the fridge during fire season. Like, it's just throw it away. It's
done. You ever left a shaker, like a protein shaker in your truck?
I'm pretty good about that usually. One time, so on my first crew, we had a generator that like powered all of our bunkhouses because we were out in the Frank Church wilderness.
Oh yeah.
Turned it on like a couple times a day just so we could get resource orders and stuff. But besides that, everything ran on propane, and the propane went out to my cabin's fridge.
Oh no.
So we went up to Alaska. We came back, and we had gone fishing before we left, and had all this like fresh and frozen fish and just pounds of it. Had all just thawed out and really mucked up our fridge and freezer. So that was like a super cool R&R activity.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, the smell. Did the smell go away? Were we able to get it out, or was it kind of lingering?
It was gone by the next year.
Oh, that's good.
So.
Yeah, 'cause like, oh man, like it took me a while to get like, I think out of my head that the protein shaker smell in my truck. 'Cause like I went on the assignment, and I think I even let the lid off it, so it was just baking in my car in like August in my truck. Oh god. And I remember like I'd be all self conscious whenever I'd like pick somebody up, like. You smell anything weird? You know? Okay. Yeah. You know? That protein, that old protein.
They're like, why do you
rough.
have the window down? It's 15 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. It's the winter.
No reason.
No, just like the fresh air. Keeps me awake. Yeah, that was brutal. It just like got itself in the fabric. But the Frank Church stuff, I want to talk to you about that a little bit more too. I'm glad we loop back to that.
Yeah.
Hot springs? Like I heard there's like a million hot springs.
Oh, there's like a million hot springs, yeah. We definitely frequented those after PTs and whatnot.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was super nice. Like I was right in Loman, which is kind of just up from Idaho City.
Oh, really?
On the Boise, in between Idaho City and Stanley, on that kind of stretch.
Yeah, I went right through there just not too long ago. I actually got my sauna from Idaho City back in the day.
Cool. Yeah. So it's like right in that stretch, and then took a Forest Service road like into the Frank Church, kind of closer to Stanley.
Oh, really?
To get back to our compound.
Man.
Yeah, super.
That's beautiful country.
Yeah, super rural in there. I remember being like, oh, you have to drive like 2.5 hours for cell phone service. It's kind of rad.
That's really cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd kill for that back in the day.
Oh, yeah. It was like, literally when we were in station, it was like being at summer camp. Like, we all had cabins.
Man.
It was right on, like...
It's like a beautiful compound.
Yeah, just like on the river. Like, people would come through with their horses all the time and puppies.
Yeah, but, oh, that's so cool.
It was so nice.
Yeah,
being in the Frank Church is just, like, so impressive, too. It's the first time I ever saw, like, a pack of wolves in person.
That's cool. I've never really seen a pack. I've just seen, like, wolves, like, by themselves, typically.
Yeah, it had, like, one of the farthest inland salmon runs.
Really?
So you'd see, like... the super beat up jelly salmon at the end of their run.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, I just want to spawn and get this over with.
Yeah, exactly. Just end it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all red at that point, too.
Yep.
Right?
They're like little jellyfish
Yeah,
at that point. So beat up, just like, in the water.
Oh, God, I bet. Yeah, that's a heck of a journey. Slapping off rocks on the way up and wearing their little bodies out.
But it was just like going from like being in college and being in New York before that to like, all right, I'm in the woods, I'm in the Frank Church.
Yeah, that's all like about as almost polar opposites you get, you know, right?
It was like getting the rug ripped out from underneath me. People were like, "Did you realize what you're getting yourself into?" I was like, "Oh, not at all."
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Full immersion.
Oh yeah, and I struggled really badly my first season, and then after that, like I said, I was like, I'm so bad at this, like.
Yeah.
I have to try to get better and come back so I can end on a good note.
Yeah, it's like, were they powered by shame?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this year I'm going to hike to dinner without falling out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going.
Yeah, which don't worry, I've mastered that by now.
Yeah, hey, so that's no big deal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in rough shape my first couple of years. I was like going to say my first year, I think the first couple of years, and then like I finally started working out harder. And cause I remember I'd just be like the last person in PT, just not caring, you know? It's like, whatever. And then finally I was like, man, I should probably be better at this. You know?
I feel like I've like felt the whole spectrum in my career thus far, like being the first and being the last and like everywhere in between, just depending on the group.
Yeah, totally.
Like all these places feel different.
Yeah, because I got pretty good. And then we had my friend Joe Behrens from Pace and Hot Shots. Shout out to that guy because he's an animal. Just great human all around. Like PT, great brain, great fire sense, just a good fella. And really lucky to know him, but he came straight from pacing to my soft, brain body type 2 crew, and I thought I was doing pretty good because I was running college track, and then he just crushed me.
Oh God!
And this guy, he was such an animal that I didn't want to like run with him before I went to go jump because I was like, he's gonna crush me, and it's gonna make me think I can't do it. So I don't even want to like go up for a training run with him. And I was like doing everything like running with people that I knew were beasts, but I was still staying away from him.
Yeah, you're like, I hope I'm ready to jump, but I don't want you to ruin that thought.
Exactly, yeah. And he's the nicest guy. He wouldn't but it would hurt me. Like if he just crushed me, and I was like, I'm in the best shape of my life, and you just crushed me.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
you're like, I'm about to have a whole group of people crush me, so I don't need like a prequel to that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly where my brain went with it. But yeah, it's funny though. Like you said, like the spectrum of how you go, and that's what's cool about our jobs too, is that to see the transformation. Like it either like just like, oh, this isn't for me, and you just don't come back the next year, or you're like got a little chip on your shoulder, like I'm gonna be better at this. I really like this, and I want to be better at it.
Yeah, and I think that's like the coolest thing for me to watch as far as like people coming up on the crew now is when they like do come back then next year and they're like, okay, like maybe like my eval wasn't great at the end of the year and I had some things to improve on, and they just come back and crush.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like so good to see it. Like transformation.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I get totally like jazzed up from that too. And for me, I saw more like the rookie training thing where like most of the time they come in awesome shape, but then they'd be crushed at the end of it, and then make it through a fire season. You're like, okay, we'll see you. Like sometimes in a shell when they leave because if it's a rough season, they come back just like studs. Just wouldn't worked out hard all year, but then they didn't have to get crushed in rookie training.
Exactly.
Like, wow,
wear all your muscles down.
Yeah. I felt like it took me a while to recover, and then I caught walking pneumonia after my rookie year. So,
oh god,
yeah, like towards the end of the season, and they're like, wow, I hope I don't get what he's got, because it sounded like I was just dying for the last like month.
And like then, you need a physician.
Yeah, like I went to the doctor and like, it's just walking pneumonia, you'll be fine. I'm like, what? I can't barely breathe.
I feel like, what is walking pneumonia exactly?
Yeah, it's like had some fluid. He's like, fluid in your lungs, but it'll be fine. I'm like, that doesn't sound good at all.
Hopefully, it clears up.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Small town doc. He's like, yeah. Either will or won't, so you'll find out.
Yeah, I got like my good buddy who used to be on Bitter. She's going through rookie training right now.
Oh, shit.
I think she's in like her last week. I called her last weekend. You know how it is when people are going through rookie training. You're like, I'll let them call me when they're ready and have time.
Right? Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like if you're trying to be friends after a breakup or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a touch and go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you all right? Can we talk?
Yeah. No, like, how are you doing? And she's just like making audible noises. I'm like, okay, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
One more week. Gotcha.
Yeah, you got this.
I know.
Keep
I'm
going.
So nervous for her.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Is she doing it Region 1 or?
She's out in Reading.
On Reading. Oh, yeah. Hot. It's got to be hot.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like from California, but even so, like, pretty sure that doesn't get you ready to rookie train through.
No, because especially
like 100 degrees and probably 100% humidity too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, geez, I was thinking about that with your Ironman. Raining so much the night before.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was the chafiest experience.
Yeah, I bet. Just like feeling like a slimy, like.
Yeah, and it like rained all the way through the bike portion, and then after that, like it got nice and hot and sunny for the run portion. So like. You're drying, and also no one has put on sunscreen because it has been raining.
It would just come wash right off, yeah.
Yeah, we're right next to the ocean too, and just getting lobster fried.
Oh.
I had the funniest tan lines the next day because like no one tells you this when you're like, I am gonna do an Ironman and be awesome and be a badass, like what you think. Like, no, you're gonna look the same way you do with a fire pack on, which is not cool at all.
No.
Yeah.
God, there's no way to make that cool.
Yeah, like you are gonna have the least flattering outfits ever. You're wearing like padded pants like a toddler. Like
you're like, yes.
You're like, it's for the bike.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. No one told me that when I first got a road bike. Like I was borrowing my little brother's, and that little seat was just killing me.
Yeah.
And I finally got like the padded shorts. I'm like, this is so nice.
It's such a change. Game changer.
Like this is enjoyable. I'm like, how do people do this? I was just like riding around campus, in town. I'm like, man, this is horrible.
Right.
Like, I'm doing something wrong here, and I was.
Tricks of the trade.
Yeah,
I know, like, I ran an ultra marathon before last season and, like, didn't research anything for that. I was just like, I'm just going to, like, run a whole bunch and then, like, go do it.
You're an animal.
Right. And, like, it was fine. Like, I had a great time, like, both, like, doing it and, like, a great time.
Yeah.
For my first one, at least.
That's
and,
good.
like... But going into this half Ironman, I was like, this time I'm going to read books. I'm going to train. I'm going to find out what the pros eat for snacks.
Yeah,
I can't afford those. So I'm going to get these other snacks.
Oh, yeah. What are they, like goos? What are they doing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so mostly goos. And, like, I don't know if you've tried the goos, but they taste like straight medicine.
And they're like, unless you have, like, a bunch of water to take them down. I made that mistake on my first half marathon. Yeah, I didn't have any water. And, like, I did, like, it was just me, like, doing it out and back. But, like, first time I did that kind of mileage. And so I got about, like, 6 or whatever miles in, like... 6 and some change. It was like 13.2.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, so like I got 6 and some change out or whatever, 7, and so I turned around. Was like one of my little brothers was like, yeah, and then slammed the goo. It was one that had caffeine in it, but like a bunch of calories, and he's like, then you'll have the energy to crush the second half. I was like, all right, I didn't have any water with me though. So
right. Fatal mistake.
Oh, so bad. And I didn't have much spit, from like running, so I'm already dehydrated. So I'm like trying to choke this thing down. But once I did get it down, it really helped. I was like, man,
give you that
great.
kick.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I usually don't even get to that point. I like bought like a multi-pack because I was like, maybe I just like don't like that flavor. Just trying to have an open mind, All of them, I was just like, I can't.
They're all kind of rough.
Yeah, it's like it tastes like Benadryl.
Yeah, there's one for sure. It's like a cherry one. It's got a bunch of caffeine in it.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's the one I use a lot during rookie training. I just had it in my pocket, and like whenever we got like a quick water break, I just like slam some caffeine and water. And that was like my little trick to keep like ultra caffeinated and positive.
Did it work?
Oh yeah. It was a good move. Like at least I thought so. I mean, could be bad. I don't know, but I'm like run on caffeine all the time. So like I figure like if I'm really like energetic, like if I got a ton of energy, it's gonna make the hard things not quite as hard, and at least I'll have like a positive attitude about it all. Like no big deal. Well, yeah, whatever.
You're like, and worst comes to worst, my tolerance will be through the roof.
Yeah, exactly. Towards the end of this thing, because like I had like those little shot block caffeine ones too. Like I was doing it all there.
I know. I used to. My first shot crew was run by jumpers from the Basin. They're both out of Boise. I don't know if you know Chris Henry or Draz.
Draz. I think I know Draz.
The great Jerome Drzezinski.
Yeah.
Yeah, man's a legend. But they were my first superintendent and foreman when I was on Ruby Mountain.
Oh, no way.
And man, they just the monster energies.
Yeah.
They're all about the monster.
Yeah. I think Draz was the first person I talked to. Well, not the first person, but like the person like recruited me to come jump for Boise, because he was talking about like with NIFC being next door and how, and this is all true. It's just like I didn't end up getting to Boise because I was planning on it, but I just that year they didn't have any turnover really, so they didn't really have any open positions. But my second year I was really trying hard because he was like, I'm almost positive with Draz, because he like kind of talked it out of like NIFC's next door. You don't have the red card committee, so you just go out and do the task, and if your trainer thinks you did it good enough, then you get signed off. It goes on your red card as soon as it gets back to the base, and then as soon as you get back to the base, you get a new red card that has that new qual on it. So like you can just really bounce up in experience versus like the slow snail Forest Service way of doing it, where it's like, you got signed off in June, you'll see it next year.
Yeah. You're like I
that.
send my task book into the great reaches of the nether, and hopefully it comes back with glitter saying that I'm this now.
The star and smiley face, like, good job.
Now I'm like, I know it goes to a panel, but I like my explanation better.
No, I like yours way better.
It goes to a wizard.
Yeah, because that's what, like, are you worthy? No.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
More assignments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not quite worthy enough.
Right.
The same way, like, what is a red card committee and who's on this? Like, I never knew for the first, like, forever.
Right.
Yeah.
So many high ups.
yeah, totally. Like, a bunch of people I don't know. But
yeah, mostly.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I'll really change is the red card committee. Like, I don't really blame them. I just blame kind of the system, because I think that Boise, the way they do it's just a better system.
Yeah.
Like you signed off, then you can use it and you're fully qualified.
I feel like we're taking baby steps. They added a couple more like panels a year, so
yeah, definitely.
Baby steps, I'll take it for now.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, way better. Cause I think it used to only be like one a year, and so like you said, now they're doing a couple. Like I guess usually is one like beginning of the summer and then one at the end of the year. So that's huge, because even at the end of the year, you get signed off to earn your red card, and you end up in Region 8. You can use that qual right away.
Oh yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah, down there burning.
Yeah,
everyone's favorite time of year.
Yeah, I used to love it, man. Not anymore, but I used to love it.
Yeah, I know. I got to, in between my time being in Region 4 on a shot crew and being in Region 1 on a shot crew, I got to go down to Alabama actually for 2 winters.
Oh, really?
And I like burned my first winter for the Forest Service and my second winter with the Forest Service through the Nature Conservancy.
Oh, cool.
Which was a super awesome experience. I loved it. Like everything from like learning how to like drive and load up dozers to like cut hardwoods, which is like its own basket.
It is, yeah. And you got to sharpen your chain a little different, and like I could never get it down.
Yeah, use different chains in general.
Yeah.
They're like, here's a husky. I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
My first experience with this.
Yeah, I don't understand this. The handles are a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like West Yellowstone uses them.
And the setup in them, like just like working on them is a little different.
Yeah, the scrunch a little different.
Yeah.
Scrunch, right? Yeah, scrunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always get that mixed up with what's the other tool for like engines?
Hose clamp.
Hose clamp. No, that's not it. But hose wrench or something. Like I can't think of the name of it.
Spanner wrench.
Spanner. Yeah, spanner. I get, because it like kind of similar in my brain, because that's the way my brain works.
Yeah.
So I'm like, scratch. Wait, is that spanner? No.
It's okay. I like make up my own names for tools all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me the lobster wrench. Everyone's like, what are you talking about?
But if you're new, you're like, is that a thing? You know?
Why is she yelling?
Yeah. I heard lobster. That's all. Is there a lobster around here? You're like, when you're new.
Eating?
Yeah. Like, well, when you're new, like, at least for me, I was all nervous. Like, do I catch a lobster? How does this work? You know?
Yeah. I know. It's so weird. Like, I mean, I was obviously like super nervous when I like moved into my first bunkhouse for a hot shot crew and like was getting ready for my first day of criticals. I'm like, I came like early because I wanted to sit in my room and be extra nervous. I don't know. So I had like extra time to do that and like went to my first criticals and like now I feel like I like look at all the rookies and I'm like, don't be nervous, please.
Yeah,
I don't want you to feel that way.
Yeah, 'cause I was the same way when I went to go jump. Like they were like, "What are you doing here?" Because I showed up on like Friday or something, and we weren't starting until Monday, and I was like, I just wanted to be here and show you that I'm responsible. I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to sit in my room and be nervous.
Exactly. Oh, and it was brutal because I was the only one there until like Sunday morning, I think, and then the other rookies started rolling in, the rookie candidates. I was like, and then they had like a big party Friday night, and they're like, do you want? I don't know. Like, you're not supposed to come, but do you want to come?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like, you're not really invited, but we're also not trying to be rude.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. And then, I was getting like some like weird, I don't know, like hazing, but not like hazing. Kind of like, just like some odd comments. It was kind of funny, but like at the time, I was like, are you serious or not serious?
So, like, now do you wish you would have done it different?
Like showed up later.
Showed up when everyone else did?
No, I would still showed up early because part of it, like, I didn't have anywhere to stay really. Like, my apartment was like gone, and like I didn't really have like a bunch of spare money to go like hang out anywhere. So I was like, well, I got enough money to like go from A to B and I bought like 3 weeks of groceries. So like,
you show up with like your bag of potatoes. You're like, this has to last.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. With a little recipe of different ways to make them.
Yeah.
Like salt and pepper, and just salt, and then just pepper, and
you're like, tonight home fries, tomorrow French fries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing, different name, pretty much. Yeah, that's how I was doing it too.
Yeah. And I feel like now it's like changed for me and I just like think about critical so differently. I'm not like, am I going to fall out of the hikes? I'm just like, all right, so we have like this slideshow and then this slideshow and then we're going to do this field activity and I hope no one turns an ankle on that. And then one more slideshow and then I guess we'll close the day out with CPR. Like,
that's awesome. Yeah, it's cool because it seems like you got like a little more like enthusiasm and energy kind of bringing into it, right? Like,
oh yeah, and it was like so nice. My first couple years on the crew were like maybe a little bit funky because of COVID, and then we had like a real great burn window one year, so we like burned through half of criticals.
Yeah,
which was like awesome hands-on training, but
yeah, good experience.
Yeah, I was missing my defensive driving classes and stuff.
Yeah.
I like the slideshows.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, I've seen the videos for 11 seasons now. I like the videos on backing.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like fire season's here.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. I'm with you. Like RT 130, you know. Like,
I'm like, the sicko's like an advent calendar for me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'm like, we have to do all these things over all these days. And then also the wizard comes back down from same panel.
Yeah.
And gives you the blessing.
True.
To go about. And then before you know it, you're going to Canada.
You get the blessing and all the red cards. Yeah, because like, especially with the hot shots, because it's like, I remember where I was at the putt and pole just the other weekend. Oh, you were there.
Yeah.
And they're like, actually, you might be, this is going to be a different story. I'll loop back to that. But they were talking about, it might have actually been someone talking to you about being on the boards for the hot shot crew.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, it is that time of year.
Yeah.
You know? I was just hearing that. I was like, oh, yeah, cool.
End of school. The crews are nationally available.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think that was you. Like, because like you and Graham came up and said, hey, we talked for a minute. And then like someone else came up and then that's when I talked to Savoy. And I was like, wow, like I know some important people in the fire world right now. That's wild.
I know. We like got there. I was like, start saying goodbye now.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Hi, bye.
Yeah.
And keep creating. Because there's like.
I was like, we got to go meet people tonight. Like, stop saying hi to everyone. Start saying bye.
I know, yeah. Like, I missed a lot of people, like, just because there was so many. And then, like, seemed like I wouldn't take a piss. And then came back out, and, like, half the people I was trying to get to were gone already. Like, damn it.
Right? Everyone did their rounds and cycles.
Yeah.
I was like, we have to leave before we bid on something that's too expensive for us.
I know, that's what I was thinking, too. Like,
there were so many cool prizes. That was hard.
There were, yeah. Like, in some of the prizes, I was like, all right, I'm going to stay back here.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, one day, that'll be me, Mm-hmm. Like, just, it doesn't even matter what it is, just, like, because it's for a good cause. It's like, yeah, $1,000.
Oh, I know, yeah. It's a slippery slope. I know one of the guys on our crew bid on a Glock.
Oh, really?
It's like, it's the most expensive Glock I've ever seen, but it's for a good cause.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of.
Can't rise them too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, ooh, a few fire checks there. But,
yeah.
Well, one fire check, I guess, but.
It's okay. Hopefully we have plenty this season.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it, the winter was so long, and I'm always wrong, so I shouldn't even predict, but I think it's part of the fun. It's like, what's going to be? Like, I don't want to ever get that old guy, like, I'll tell you in October.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got on, that annoyed me. Like, you'd ask somebody who's been around forever, like, hey, what do you think the fire season's going to be like this year? You're like, I'll tell you in October. You're like, oh, God, where's the fun in that? Come on,
No, I feel like I'm, like, with you. I feel like it's going to be a good season, but, like, maybe I got, like, late season vibes.
Yeah.
It's because of all the moisture we've had kind of going through this spring. And
that's kind of good. Maybe
it kind of built some of those fuels a little bit more and will continue. And then as they dry out, maybe we'll have another September, October, November kind of season. I don't know. I felt like it was an Alaska year. Felt it in my bones.
Oh, really?
It's an Alaska year, but maybe it's Canada year?
I don't know. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, it's right there, right? I mean, you never know, right? I'm trying to remember, like, because I used to kind of like be able to keep the cycles up pretty good. Mm-hmm. It was like, region 3 starts burning early, then Alaska would start burning, or however it would go when I was fighting fire, and it's like, all right, and then it just like works its way back down to the Pacific Northwest and into our region. You're like, all right, and I don't know, I kind of lost track of my cycles, how it would work in my brain, so I don't know, but like, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty good fire season, especially because like my first year outside of fire, like officially now, and I'm like, don't be smoky. And I think it's going to be smoky.
Yeah.
So I like want to do stuff around here.
Yeah. How are you like feeling about that? Are you like pumped, or does it feel kind of like weird?
That's still weird, especially, I went to the putt and pull for the first time, like the actual full event thing. Like I'd gone to the after party before, but it's like, wow, it's so surreal because all these people I've been fighting fire with, like I was saying, like you being squad boss, and then Savoya being the base manager, and then a bunch of the other, jumper homies that are in foreman positions. And it's like, man, it's almost like seeing a family that used to be a part of. You're like, man, like I kind of miss that, but I'm also super stoked to be able to get to go to Glacier and not be a crippled old, guy.
Yeah.
Because I could definitely feel myself kind of get beat up a little bit there towards the end and not be able to hold together. So
don't worry, I keep telling everyone after your stem cells that you're completely cured of everything.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, I'm getting there. I think I got another round in the end of June, so I think I'll be in like really good shape. Because I was already like, nuts. I couldn't have any fruits or anything because of the citric acid was like reaction with my whole GI tract from like my mouth to my butthole. So it was like, so like I wouldn't notice it right away, and then I start getting like weird flutters, and then it gets sores in my mouth like a day or two after.
No.
Yeah, so and in my nose, which is weird.
Huh.
So it took me a while to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But no more though. Like after that stem cell treatment, so
yeah,
I feel a lot better. I was telling my one buddy, and anyone who's out there, like who's thinking about it, like it'd almost be worth it just for like your longevity to do like a fire season and squirrel like couple grand away to go down to Tijuana and do a treatment, because they do like this chelation, a bunch of detox stuff too on top of the stem cells, so kind of worth it to shed all that stuff out of your system at least the best you can after a long fire season.
I know we keep talking about that. We're like, Luke's vetting all the clinics for us, and then once he compiles his research, we'll make appointments.
Yeah, exactly. I have like a little to-do list, like go here, and then you do this.
Yeah, and then that way we can know which one's the best
before
we fully commit.
Yeah, it's a good call. Like, I got a pretty good one, so if you guys ever get interested.
Yeah.
But that also kind of like brings me back to something I was going to talk to you about earlier too, because you were talking about the mindset, like in fire until like something tells you you're not in fire, and I think that's the way to do it, because like if you end up getting out early because of something else or someone else wants you out of fire, it never seems to be good. It's like when you're ready though, like you said, you'll know, because you said that earlier, like you'll know. Like for me, like, I wouldn't change it. Like I got everything I wanted out of fire, and I don't miss it at all. I miss the hang, like we were talking earlier, but I definitely don't miss that. Like miss being gone, and just beating myself up a little bit.
Yeah.
Wasn't bouncing so well those last couple of years. Jumping.
So like, did you have like one like quintessential moment where you were like, "Yep, that's curtains for me"?
I like, I guess kind of like Alaska's kind of the first little nudge where I was like starting to get like a toe out, where I was like, well, I don't know, like this isn't as important in my life anymore. And it kind of like Alaska was one of the bucket list things for jumping for me.
Right.
So that was like a big thing, and I was like, well, I got that now. And then, and this all happened in one season, which is crazy, because then after that we jumped the Panhandle, and which I think I'd already done, but I was still like, Panhandle's cool.
Yeah.
And then went to Miles City, and I always want to jump out of Miles City. Got my Miles City jump in Whitehall, so like in my hometown. So
yeah.
that was crazy. Like I don't know anyone else who's jumped their hometown, which is wild. You know,
that is wild.
Yeah, so I got, especially like a small town like that. You know, and I'm sure people have done it because there's a ton of people went through the fire world. But yeah, it's wild because like my dad sent me a picture of the fire right after we were getting dispatched, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you guys come put this out?" And I'm like, "We're actually on our way." And you fly so low that you got service in the plane.
Right.
So yeah, I was showing the jick. I was like, "Hey, this is what we're going to." You know, it was in Tobacco Roots. And he's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll have my dad send me a few more photos." And then so like him and his neighbors and a bunch of folks, like a bunch of his buddies, like we're just sitting in lawn chairs, just drinking beer, watching us jump. And it was in the paper and like really cool. I don't know if they knew it was me, like the local paper, but
he's like, "That's cool. My boy."
Yeah, he was super pumped. Yeah, like even like last year, I heard someone like, "Oh wait, didn't you jump a fire?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it was years ago." But like someone I hadn't seen in years. You know,
like it was here.
Yeah, I was like right up there, but.
That's rad.
So I had that, and then I jumped the Bob Marshall and just a little 2-man in the Bob, and which is kind of cool because my first year, I think it was Tom Harbor, I think was the chief then, and I really liked Tom Harbor, but it was kind of funny because he's like, the 2-man in the Bob's dead, so I was like, oh no, you know, like I was like, I'm never gonna get my Bob jump, and then I got a 2-man in the Bob, and I was like, yes, I got it.
I did it.
Yeah.
Check it off.
Check that one. Yeah. So I was pumped, and I spent like, I think a little over a month, I want to say, in there, because I think at like 3 weeks the fire activity is still going pretty good.
Yeah,
we're mostly just kind of monitoring and doing structure protection, and then I think right at the end of 3 weeks it snowed like pretty heavy. And I'm like,
that sounds like the Bob.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, so we're not gonna get out of here. Is what I was kind of thinking. And but then it got warm again, and all kind of melted off, and we swapped out with one of the local crews from Augusta or Shoto or something. So
cool, Fred.
Yeah, man. But so I guess for me, like I was already kind of on the way out, and then that season, like I got all the jumps I never wanted to get, so I was like, man, like you really feel that, whatever that was resonating the whole floor. Did you feel that?
No.
Oh man, it's just like hearing that thing revving up, and I could feel it. I need a little more insulation, this sucker. But yeah, and then that Idaho fire I was on, I was telling you about, which is also kind of cool because one of my good buddies, Joe Sampson, who's now the FMO of Beaverhead Deer Lodge, the forest there. He's a great guy and one of my mentors growing up, and he was ops on Dan Hutton's team, I think, that was on this fire, and they ordered us up just to jump a spot because they were getting a pretty good handle on this fire, but this spot was really gonna like kind of screw everything just kind of erase everything they had done if a wind event came. So we jumped a spot on this big like team fire. Got around it, did our thing, and they also utilized a few of our folks for heavy equipment, and I mean just got to help everybody out. It was kind of cool to see like the versatility of the jump world. And one of my friends, Big Idaho, was on that fire, and man, he had just like a story that really bummed me out about missing some family stuff. Like we were sitting on this hillside, and I was like, I don't know how much, I forgot like how it even came up, and he's like, he was the one who something like get out while you're like healthy and stuff, and I was like, oh man. And the story he told me was like, I think it was that morning before we left. I don't think we knew we were gonna jump. Maybe we did. Sometimes you'll know the night before. You can't jump at night, so you'll get the notice, and then in the morning you're going. So like that morning, he like checked the mail, and his daughter had put a handwritten note in there. It was like, "Dear Daddy, from your boss, you have to come into work today." I was like, oh man. Then we jumped a fire that day. We were gone for like a week. I was like, oh man, that's brutal.
That's so cute though.
Yeah, it's really cute. Yeah, I was like, oh man.
I'd be like, you're breaking my heart.
I know. I was like, I'm not crying. You're crying. When he's telling me the story,
I know.
I'm upset.
I know. I feel like when people have kids too, it makes things so complicated. I feel like some of the people I look up to the most in fire, and especially like when they get to the point where they're at the end of their career or they're retiring or they're getting out, they're like, I just wish I had more time to spend with my kids. I missed a lot of their growing up.
I know. I was getting a little bit of that too when I was jumping. Like people were kind of like, that was going around for a few folks. I was like, oh yeah, I could see that. And I just got a dog at the time. You know? And then I think it was that jump. We got back to Missoula, and it was kind of late afternoon, and we got all our stuff like squared away and ready for the next day. And we're getting ready to jump out, or getting ready to leave for the day because we were done. Like our shift was over. Couldn't go for another jump, I don't think, or I don't know what it was, but we were able to get out. So a bunch of rigs were lined up outside the jump base in Missoula, and they're all like full of kids. I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
It's like, this is rough.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of like my man, I don't know if I want to be doing this long term. Like if I'm gonna have a family.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say you can't have both, but I feel like it's really hard to have both.
Yeah, I think some people can balance it, and I remember like when I first got on fire, they're like, it's kind of a good break for my relationship, because like when I come back, I've been missing my wife, my wife's been missing me, and so it's
for
like,
sure.
yeah, kind of keep from, like oversaturating each other, I guess, with your presence, each other's presence.
Oh, for sure.
But, I don't know.
Like, you get a vacation from me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let all the dishes build up you want.
Yeah, exactly. Do whatever you want. Yeah. So yeah, especially like, man, if you're leaving a guy at home,
Yeah.
like.
I know. I'm about to like embark on that journey for like the first time.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I have a significant other living with me for the first time. So like I'm going to Canada. But I'll be back.
Feed the dog.
Yeah. I hope the dog's still here.
Yeah, exactly. Take care of my dog, damn it.
And there's not like a pet alligator in addition to that or something.
Yeah.
I should also clarify that with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we don't need any more pets.
Yeah.
We got enough room for a dog.
I'm like, no more pets, no more people when I come back.
Yeah, right? You're like, well, the bunkhouse is full, so we got a couple more roommates.
Right. Yeah, we got some seasonals.
Yeah.
They're going to stay on the couch.
You're like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
All right, I'll get to know some more folks. Speaking of alligator, I saw a picture on your Instagram, and you were holding an alligator.
Oh, yeah, it's a crocodile.
It's a crocodile.
It's a crocodile.
Oh.
So, a couple years into fire, I worked with this rad chick named Leslie, who actually has since gone to law school, and just her brain is so heavy, I can't believe her head holds it up.
Oh, jeez.
But she had like a couple friends, and they were in fire too. And at the end of the season, they're like, "Let's go to Mexico." So we all just like randomly bought tickets and like didn't really know each other, and rented a house and ended up in Mexico. And there was a cool like crocodile farm that I would jog to.
Whoa.
I read it, and like people in Mexico don't really jog. I don't know if like you've had that experience, but like in the small towns, it didn't feel like
yeah.
it's not like being here, where people like run as a hobby.
Yeah, I noticed that in the South too.
Yeah.
Like in Arkansas.
Right, yeah. When I was in Alabama, I was like, why don't y'all have like sidewalks? They were like, yeah,
we don't use them. Yeah, we don't need them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
But
that's wild.
yeah, I like went to this alligator farm, and they're like, "You want to hold one?" Well, it was a crocodile farm, but they're like, "You want to hold one?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
That's cool.
And you could like see where they like drag their bodies back out to the ocean over the night. I was like,
oh yeah, crocodiles. Those are the big ones.
Yeah, I was like, we hang out on this beach.
Yeah. Oh, that was in Mexico. I didn't realize they had crocs in Mexico. Damn it.
Yeah,
I guess probably glad no one told me.
La Manzanilla.
Ooh, where's that?
I think it's
super south.
Jalisco.
Jalisco. I've heard these names.
By Jalisco.
Is that like south, like real south? I was in Panama.
I think so. Yeah.
Or Panama.
I think it's pretty south.
Oh, gotcha. I was in like Baja, so I don't think there's any crocs, but I mean, I don't know.
I feel like Baja's like mostly pretty safe, knock on wood.
I know, because I was out there like snorkeling like a minnow for a while, because I was like,
yes.
I heard there was what are the big ones? Whale shark. I heard there's whale sharks out there, and someone told me they saw one or something. I don't remember. Maybe that's just what I heard. So like the first day I'm in Baja, I'm like snorkeling out into the deep of Sea of Cortez looking for a whale shark.
Yeah.
And like it is really dark out there. Like I couldn't see anything.
Oh yeah.
Like the bottom, anything. And I was like, I may be out here too far.
Oh yeah, and it's like
back.
the first time you're like swimming when you can't see the bottom of the ocean. Like before my race, I was like, I don't want race day to be my first time swimming in the ocean.
Yeah.
Because like it would have been like swimming like that,
Yeah.
So I my best friend lives in Houston, like off the Galveston coast, and I was like, I'm gonna come out on my R&R because I did like an assignment back east this winter. I was like, I'm gonna come out for R&R and like swim in the ocean by your house in Galveston so I can like get used to it. Not seeing the bottom is horrifying.
Ooh, I don't like that feeling.
I was like, I'm ready. I put all my Scuba Steve stuff on, my wetsuit. She's like taking pictures. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, stop. All right, one more.
Yeah,
like posing.
Mother's Day's coming up.
Yeah, yeah exactly.
Yeah, but like just being out there, I actually ended up making her husband. I was like, will you get in like the kayak and kayak next to me? Alligator.
Yeah.
And the whole time, like that's all I was thinking. I was like,
alligator. Oh, no alligators.
Probably made me swim faster. I don't know if like your experience with sharks made you swim faster.
No, I mean, yeah, definitely going towards the shore. I felt like I just kind of like put my head down and just motored back. You know? I was like, I need to just roll because luckily I had fins on, so I was like, bloop.
Yeah.
Out.
I've always done the finless swimming.
Oh.
Now that I'm just doing it for fun and not for training, I should try fins. But.
Yeah, can you get those little ones a little more fun?
Yeah, and then you like go to the pool, and all like the older people who like swim now instead of running are like, "What's your fin speed? What's like your buoy speed?" I'm like,
oh wow, yeah, that's a different language to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm like, I got this wetsuit. They're like, not that.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay. Wow. So yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I should be like, I think I'm at the age where it's time for like water aerobics. Like
you should totally try it. Like we have like a hard PT day, or like just like, I don't know, have like a hard work day, get my butt kicked. Like it makes your joints feel so much better swimming.
Bet, yeah, because you get like the cold and the compression, right?
And all like the lactic acid because you're working out, like.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And it's like full body, so you get like a really good like movement of blood.
Yeah. Also, it's like humbling too to be in like 4 feet of water, being like, I'm gonna drown.
Yeah, exactly. Lifeguard.
I thought I was an athlete.
Yeah, get the hook. Get the hook. Come, someone hook me out of here.
Yeah, like I like feel like I also struggle with that thought. I'm like, are wildland firefighters the best or worst athletes I know?
I know.
Somewhere in between, I have no idea.
Oh, 100%. Especially like if you get like you go to pre-post somewhere, and probably not as much in the hot shot world, but like you end up getting like a crew, like ultimate frisbee game or something like that, you know, or Foursquare. We play a lot of Foursquare down in like near Sedona.
Okay.
It's like, man, I mean, there was like some deceiving dudes that were like, oh my god, like someone like, if you look up, I'm trying to the whimsical woodsman. Like I'd seen this guy's picture before, right? Okay. And then I remember like the first morning briefing, I'm like staring at him, and he's down, I think in I can't remember the actual like district, but it's Camp Verde is like where the district is. But I don't know if that's the name of it. But we were down there a couple summers ago on an engine assignment, and we're at the morning briefing, like checking in. I'm just kind of like staring at this guy. I'm like, man, does he look familiar? And I could not put my finger on it. And then, of course, you know, word gets out like whimsical woodsman over there, and then the picture shows up. You know, it's like this big burly dude with a beard, and he's got suspenders on and a chainsaw and like flowers, I think, in his beard in one of them. And there's like one where he's like holding pumpkins. I sent that to Autumn. You know, my wife was like, "Oh, look at this! I met this guy," and she's like, "Okay," like didn't see
like,
it as cool.
Anything else?
Yeah, she's like, I think I'm married to a gay guy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Send me a picture of like a huge dude.
Yeah, topless. Small shorts. It's very strange.
There was pumpkins involved.
I don't know. That would be a weird story to retell.
Yeah.
But, so I guess.
I'm glad everyone got to hear it here, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be
first.
Just on YouTube, so that'll be good. Just going to be everywhere for everyone to hear. But part of the fire experience.
Yeah, it's the full experience.
But that dude was amazing at volleyball and Foursquare. He's a good sized fella. I mean, he looks like a woodsman, like a logger kind of like body, you know, like
he could move.
He could really move, and like fastest feet in the biz, you know, like that guy could just crush you in Foursquare. And I'm like athlete, you know, like I was like played rugby in college, played football for a long time. I was track athlete, like I feel like I was pretty good at stuff, you know. I'm bad at hockey right now, but I play, you know. So I do things, but that dude made me look like I never did anything before, like volleyball or Foursquare. Like, man. Those are kind of like basic, like just ball hitting activities.
Yeah.
Be able to kick and be able to like slap a ball.
I always love when you get like a real sleeper on your crew.
Yeah.
You like show up the first day, you're like, this dude, Yeah. And you go on a hike, they're just like,
yeah, like
bye. You're like, oh.
Third lung on this guy. You know? Jeez. Yeah, I've had that before.
You don't look tired at all.
Yeah, one of my like skinny buddies, you know, like have you seen that too? Like skinny people who can just like really like throw a saw around and hike. You're like, I've got like way more muscle than you, and you are just killing me.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of that out there too.
But I also feel that like every week when I go to yoga, I'm like, I can't hold my arms up as snug as you.
Yeah. Oh, right. God, you go to hot yoga? Mm-hmm. That's the best, huh?
Yeah. We decided this winter that we would start like, you know, because we're getting older, taking care of ourselves. Yeah. I feel like you come up in fire, like I was talking about earlier, you have that like work hard, play hard mentality. And then like something happens and like a flip switches and you're like, oh, like all those FMOs and AFMOs weren't wrong. I should stretch once a week. Like, I should drink the water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Like drinking water for sure.
Maybe candy and beef jerky isn't what we eat for dinner anymore. Like,
yeah. No. Yeah. Cut back on the weekly beers.
Yeah.
You know, like
realize like you got to take care of your body and maybe
get some sleep.
Maybe partying's not the coolest. I feel like I've like come to realization with that where I'm like, all right, guys, like. Getting hammered all the time doesn't make you a cool hotshot dude. Like,
yeah, no, it's just like a job risk anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
like being here for the crew makes you a cool hotshot dude. So remember that.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. Good saying, good thing to say.
Yeah.
Man, my brain. Like this is hard to do after like after a day of work. Like I feel like my verbal recall is just like not there.
You're like trying to find the words.
Yeah, I'm trying to sound smart, know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think that's a good like saying to have those. Like rest up, like not as many drinks if you're not gonna be hitting it hard the next day. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe more water, less chew.
More water, less chew.
Yeah, because I'll dry
Could
out.
be like a slogan.
Yeah, exactly. More water, less chew. Safety.
Our 60th anniversary is coming up. Maybe that's the T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
we're still working on that.
Yeah, that'll be cool. 60th, huh?
Yeah, big year for Bitterroot.
That's
60
huge.
years.
Man, that was awesome. It was kind of cool because I'm talking to you, who's a current hotshot, and I got to talk to Reen. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I think his first year was like still an IR crew, like it's still a hotshot crew, but it's just a little different title, which is wild. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, Reen's been through all the iterations of Bitterroot, and like the fact he's still kicking it around the forest is just amazing to me.
It's so cool.
Like a wealth of knowledge. Anything you want to know about the forest, like you got a hobby, go find Reen.
Yeah, exactly. If you got a question about anything, anywhere, he's got you. And the cool thing is too is like just the family of the fire world. That he's saying like he needs something hotshot related. So he stopped and was like, "Hey, Cash," and Cash was in the middle of something, like shut it down, like helped Reen out, and it was just like super cool.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know if every crew is like this, but Bitterroot being around for so many years now, and I live down in Darby. I mean, a lot of our crew, lives up in Missoula because there's just more there, but I like Darby. It's a small town,
Me too.
And I feel like living down there over the last 4 years and getting to know the community, it feels like almost everyone's done their time on Bitterroot, almost like it's the military in Israel.
Yeah.
I was on Bitterroot and this season, and I did this job, that job, and this job.
Yeah.
I was a soup truck manager. You guys still have a soup truck manager?
Oh yeah.
I'm we have two.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Reen was like, when I first got on there, it was just vans or something like that. And so
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they had the vans. Now they have the buggies.
Yeah.
Allegedly, we'll get our buggy back at some point.
Oh, your buggy list right now? You're down
Oh,
one?
yeah. That's kind of been a bummer because buggies, are quintessentially hot shot. Anyone can tell you what they want, but buggies are cool.
They are cool. Yeah, the seats and everything, they're a little rough, but
so I think someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have the last stick shift buggy in service.
Oh shoot.
At least I know we do in Region 1.
Yeah.
And for hot shots at least. A lot of the buggies get recycled to Type 2 crews or whatever. Different types of mods, but for hot shots I think we're the last stick shift crew carrier, and it's getting a new engine. That's
wild to think about because I don't even know if I've either I saw one and didn't put it together because the only ones I were in were automatic, so it's kind of wild to think of a stick shift anymore.
I'm excited to get it back though, new position, it's my buggy now.
Oh really? Oh cool, you got the
for
stick
my
shift?
squad.
Yeah,
it's weird.
That's cool.
Get your own squad, and it's not like someone else's inherited.
Yeah,
I feel like the cycle's complete.
Yeah, that's
once
so
we get
cool.
it back.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like your little home, for the summer, and
it'll just be nice to cause we're in trucks right now, split up, and the whole mod's all split up, so it'll be nice to have everyone back in one mothership.
Absolutely, yeah, mothership for sure. That's a good name. Do you have a nickname for him?
What?
Do you have nicknames for him?
For the buggies?
Yeah.
No, but I did, since I'm a PFT now, there's some lonely times during the winter, name the bay doors.
Oh.
Our garage doors. We have Ruth Baydor Ginsburg and Darth Baydor.
That's good, yeah. See, I like that stuff. Yeah, we got the first Type 6s, at least in Whitehall, that had the 4 doors.
Yeah.
And they're matching, same colors, same exact Ford crew cabs. And no one else liked it, but I called them Mary Kate and Ashley, the Olsen twins, and no one else was really into it. But
I like it. That's creative.
Right, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Identical twins, Mary Kate and Ashley.
I don't know. Maybe when we get a replacement buggy, since we're a couple years overdue, but with COVID and everything's so backed up with the crew carriers. Maybe we'll give her a name for good luck.
Yeah, that's
make her seaworthy.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a ship, And I think back then the Olsen twins were starting to go wild party times, and we thought we were cool party wild firefighters. So I was yeah, perfect. And everyone's I think they wanted tough names.
Yeah, I know Mitchell, the other squatty, calls his the Cadillac.
The Cadillac?
Yeah. I don't know if you'll still feel that way though when mine's newer.
That's true, yeah.
He says he's gonna take the newer buggy and I'm gonna get his buggy, which is fine.
Yeah.
Started my buggy driving career on that buggy, so
oh yeah, there you go.
It has a fond place in my heart.
Yeah, so kind of went either way there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, the engine we had before the replacement was called Big Pimpin' because it was they pimped it out. Yeah, PTO and I think even was because this is back when you could just add stuff to it with the budget, so it was chipped and some other like cool little things about it, and it was fun to drive.
I just imagine your engine being like Pimp My Ride, like Exhibit shows up and is like, "There's a fish tank.
Yeah,
we put TVs in the wheels."
Yeah, exactly. On fire, someone just kick back.
Everyone's just like. As you guys like driving to camp.
I was wondering too, like what happened to those like rigs? Because there's like so much money in like an old.
Yeah, I don't know
rig.
because they like never really replaced the engines.
No.
So I imagine they broke down more.
Probably, yeah. It's probably like all over California, just like in junkyards, like fish tanks.
They were like all those fish tanks and TVs blew out your suspension.
Yeah, and
that
your
was from
transmission.
1951.
Yeah, exactly. All these old. Oh man. Yeah, they weren't getting like any. You know, sometimes they're like taking all your seats and stuff out, like speakers and stuff.
They're like, "We heard you like to lift weights, so we replaced your axles with a barbell.
Yeah, sick.
Your car doesn't work anymore."
They're like, "Oh, cool. It didn't run it before, so we're good," you know.
Yeah. But like, it's got carpet on the ceiling now, though. I can live in it.
Yeah, that's kind of how they were too, man.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird time to be in life, you know.
Oh, I know.
Like,
no, I can't even like watch TV. It's Hot Shot season. There's no time.
Oh, true. Yeah, I don't
it's
really.
Book season.
Oh yeah, it is book season. Yeah, I do like that about like it. Really being on fire is like really kind of expanded my brain that way because I was like burnt out on reading from like high school to college.
Oh yeah.
Being forced to read wherever a teacher or professor has you read for an assignment, and I don't know, you have to do like, to me, I have to tap in that part of my brain where it's like I'm on, like it's not like enjoyable because I'm like I need to absorb this because I have to answer test questions or whatever about this, and or like dry textbooks, So I was so tired of reading, and then got on my first big fire, and someone had Harry Potter.
Oh
the very first one, and I was like glued to that sucker. I was like, oh man, this is great. I like reading again. So
yeah, that's how I felt with the Hunger Games last summer.
Oh yeah.
I was like, give me the second one. What? She's going back? This doesn't feel fair.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel fair.
People like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you'll catch up.
It's just fire stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Speaking of, I don't want to keep you. We've done about an hour and a half, and I was kind of gonna cut myself off at an hour. So
yeah. We can wrap it up if you like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably a good spot, I guess. Anything else? Oh, I was gonna talk to you about like. I guess we kind of covered the workout plans, but I heard rumor that you're doing like some CrossFit at a pretty high level at one point in your life.
Yeah. I guess when I was in Alabama, since I was just like burning so much, I mean, I'd like get up in PT at work, obviously, but then like after work, I would like drive an hour, go to CrossFit, and then after that, I had like a training session too with the lifting coach there, and I got on their team, and we went to like regionals and placed there, and moved up a couple more levels, but ultimately like didn't make it to the games. But it was fun. It was a really good experience, and I was like more jacked than I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, because like I remember
I was a huge scary lady. It was awesome.
Really, that is awesome. Yeah, I mean, like, I think CrossFit people are beautiful, like guys and girls. Like that's just.
I know.
Man, that's a body type
like,
that I'm always trying
impressive.
to get. Yeah, like superhero body type on both sides, right?
Yeah, I'm like, do you have any endurance? They're like, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what I strive for. That's what I strive for, though. Especially before, like, smoke jumping when I didn't run. I was like, that was the body I was looking for.
You think you'll go back to it now that you don't have to
running?
I mean, just like lifting a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of cardio.
I've been trying.
I always tell people that's like my retirement plan from fire. They're like, what are you going to do? I'm like, never run again. I don't know.
Yeah, quit running.
Yeah.
I kind of did that. And then, like, I don't know, it creeps back up on you. You're like, I should go for a run. Like, you kind of, like, crave a little bit. And it's just, like, on long runs, it's, like, zen nature of it. Like, it's real therapeutic.
Yeah, but I feel like the more you run, like, it takes longer to hit that stage,
True.
So where I used to be like, all right, I'm feeling it after, like, a mile. I'm like, at this point in my running career, I'm like, it's 5 miles in now.
Yeah.
Like, this is a time commitment.
Yeah, totally. Well, I took enough time off, so I'm kind of reset. But I could see, I'm definitely with you because like let my brain wander around for a while. Like when I was like getting ready for smoke jumping, and like I said, if I had like a 10-mile day or something like that, it would take me a while before I'd get into that like almost like feeling like one with the earth kind of deal. Like, man, look at that bird. Oh, this is a great day out here.
Yeah.
It's like for the first few, I'd be like, oh, just like getting through it. Like it was more
for
like,
sure. Like it hurts.
Yeah.
Someone the other day told me that running's not supposed to hurt at all.
Like I've been doing it wrong my whole life
like,
then, I guess. Yeah.
It always hurts.
So yeah, it's always hurt.
Did it that way on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the design of it.
That's how I knew I was getting better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because if it felt good, I'd probably be like not really running. It'd be like, you're speed walking.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's what that is.
I'm mall walking.
Yeah, mall walking. That's why it's taking forever to get to a mile.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, because I'm the same way, and I think naturally, like, and my brother kind of told me it would happen because he was a long distance runner in college that. because I was really worried about my mile times, especially because the mile and a half. I was like, I think 11 is what the time is. I don't know, they might change, but I think it's under 11 is what you're passing. But like, not
no one
really,
wants to just pass.
I was gonna say not really passing though. Like if you show up at
just passing, you're washing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not a good start.
No.
So it's like shooting for a 9-minute mile and a half, or 8:30 was kind of where I was going for, but anything under 9 is what I was shooting for, and I was able to get it luckily. But well, I guess I've trained for it, not really luckily, but my brother, I was really worried about it. My brother's like, oh man, you just keep running, and it's just you'll start shaving time.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I did, and then I kind of plateaued for a minute, and then one of my buddies who rookied, I think the year before, or 2 years before me, and McCall, John Loveney is his name, but he took me to hot yoga. I was a little intimidated. I'm like, I don't know about this yoga stuff,
Yeah.
And I showed up, and he luckily gave me a little intro, a little warm up, a little talking to, I guess, what's pep talk?
A pep talk,
yeah, kind of, but more like a calm down, like
a warning.
A warning, yeah, yeah, exactly. It's really hot and it lasts for 90 minutes. And he paused. I'm like, yeah, it's like a little over an hour. I get it. And he's like, no, man, it's gonna be a challenge, and you are gonna have to lay down, and that's all right. I'm like, I'm gonna have to lay down. He was not wrong.
Yeah.
I about folded in the first half hour because I was just going too hard. I'm not very flexible, so everything was really hard.
Yeah.
But that really helped out because my
They're just bend your knees if you have to. You're like, I'm not bending my knees. I'm on fire. I don't need to bend my knees.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not laying down. Next thing you know, I'm almost puking on my mat. Like, oh,
you're like, all right, I'll bend my knees.
Yeah, I'm dying. I'm just dying here.
You were right. I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Yeah, exactly. The walls were closing in the room. I was bad. But it was good timing though when I ran to him because my mile time was just stuck. I could not it was bad. It was 10 minutes or something, and I could not get any faster. And I was a sprinter in college. I'm like, what the hell, And what happened is my gait was shrinking with the more I was working out because I was doing hill workouts and still lifting and running a ton and. And I wasn't stretching because I'm an idiot. So
I feel that so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I not stretching? Because I spent so much time in the gym training. I don't want to give 10 extra minutes to stretching.
That's exactly where my mindset was. I'm done with that.
Yeah, you're I want a snack.
Yeah, I'm going for food now. I gotta recover. And so I finally went to hot yoga, and I swear, after 2 or 3 sessions, my mile time was just melting away.
Dropping.
Dropping. Yeah, I went to a 7-minute mile pace after just a couple of weeks. Really, yeah, it was nuts. But it's oh, I guess I should stretch.
Yeah, I guess I should stretch every once in a while.
Yeah, so all you folks listening, stretch.
Yeah,
ice
bath.
Game
changer.
Yeah, now I'm ice bathing now too because I'm old.
Do you ever do the you use a scraper? Scrape out your tendons.
I haven't done that since
a little peppermint
college.
oil. Get that blood flow up.
I should do it.
Mm-hmm. You gotta check out the Supple Leopard. It's my Bible for anything with fascia work.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I used to get super veg and splints, and now I just never get them anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah, actually, a jumper named Heidi from Boise turned me on to him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
really good book.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Supple Leopard.
Yeah, she does a lot of holistic medicine stuff now, but yeah.
I got a pen around here somewhere, so I was looking for it.
Yeah, it's a super good book.
Yeah, I'll have to write that down.
Yeah, there's also a lot about the mechanics of lifting and your body and the consequences of getting muscle bound and how that'll affect things like your stride, because I'm sure you got with building that much muscle that fast got pretty muscle bound in your hips.
Yeah, that's what I think was happening. Yeah, my gait was just shrinking, and I was oh, what the hell, and I think a lot of because I was hiking a lot of hills with weight on too, so I was still lifting heavy because I was trying to build up a good body muscle mass for taking impact in rookie training or stuff like that. That's where my head was going. I'm in case I have a hard landing, I'll be able to maybe bounce a little better, and so building up that protective layer. But like you said, I get muscle bound and wasn't thinking about it until I couldn't run. I was oh, this isn't good. And even now, I went and did deadlifting, and I didn't think I was going that bad, but it tightened up my sciatic nerve area, all that stuff back there, and my glute, and now my back is hurting, and I gotta stretch way more now.
It's probably all crooked.
It is, yeah. I can feel a little bit, yeah. And I'll wake up and it hurts to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need to stretch and ice bath. But I stretch and ice bath and fine, But now I gotta do it all the time. So.
Oh yeah.
I think that's part of the age process, right?
Yeah, more rolling, more stretching, the older you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like everyone says, I know it's cliche, but it's a long game.
It is, yeah, totally a long game, and like you said, with anyone who's listening to us who's in fire or anything really, shoot, you sit at a desk all day, and you gotta make sure you get your body moving. And the old saying, "Motion is the body's lotion," or was it? So there's that one, and a body in motion stays in motion.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, And that's true, I think. You see all these people who stop moving and then they like a shell of what they used to be. Like, wait a minute, you used to be like whatever athlete or, pick anything really. And then you see him, you're like, wow, it doesn't look like you could ever do anything.
Yeah. You look like you're in pain.
Yeah, exactly. Like stiff,
I know. My dad's always like, I feel like bodies only have so many miles. I'm like, nah, we're like a car. We have as many miles as you take care of.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. Man. Yeah, because like that, I think that's kind of generation. My dad's kind of said the same thing because he's a long distance runner and he's like, he kind of wishes he didn't run as much because he's like, hey, I got so many miles on your knees.
Yeah.
But I think you're right, though. I think, if you take care of it and do all the things, and I don't know if that was really in that generation,
Yeah, no.
I don't think you'll catch many of those dudes doing like hot yoga, at least the folks I grew up around.
I think there was less preventative care.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't really, thought of the same way I think back then.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder about that, like going forward, doing like all these long distance races. I mean, like training this winter, I was doing like 90-mile weeks.
Yeah.
And you like don't like when you're training that much, you like don't want to admit it to people because I think you're crazy already.
Yeah, like wait, you're a hot shot, and now you're doing this to yourself.
Yeah, they're like so what you like your mileage? You're like I don't know, like 20 miles.
Yeah.
Like a 20-mile week.
Yeah, do like a mile a day.
Yeah. Anytime you're like honest with anyone, they're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, are you all right? Like check your forehead.
Yeah.
Like, you're fever. Like you.
I'm like I'm pretty tired. I could eat a pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I could eat like a whole pizza
to myself. Yeah. Yeah, that's the that's thing when you're working out hard. Like we me and my brother and my wife Autumn went on this. Have you been to Havasu Falls? Jeez, I'm going to have to cut myself off soon because I'll keep you here all night. So Havasu Falls is in Arizona, and it's on the Supai Indian Reservation, I think.
Okay.
We go to the town of Supai, so I think it's Supai Indians. Or something that I'm messing this up.
In that general vicinity.
Yeah. So it's on the reservation there, and it's super, just one of those beautiful places I've ever been. But it's a 10-mile hike in and 10-mile hike out, and you're going down the canyon. It's like kind of a branch of the Grand Canyon, I think.
Oh, cool.
If I'm right there, it's in the same area, so it looks like it is on the Colorado River, I think, at least part of it. And so you're going downhill on the way in. It's like beautiful canyons. On the way out, though, it's all uphill. So like you don't really think about it. And there was a storm coming, and then we had to get my brother back for like finals or something because we did this for his graduation gift.
Okay.
And so
you're like, I took you on a death hike for graduation.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome. Yeah, just kind of like that kind of the mindset of like folks like us, I think.
Yeah.
But so we do this like death march on the way out and just like haul ass, and he's a long distance runner, so it was no problem really for him. So my wife's like a long distance runner back in high school and did sports in college. So there's like a switchback on the way out, and we crush it. We get out of there pretty fast, and then the first place we see is In-N-Out Burger, and I'm eating, and I'm eating pretty clean at this part of my life because of my Crohn's, but like we hammered In-N-Out Burger, like I had to waddle out of there. I was hurting, but I'm like, this is gonna come back on me. Like my Crohn's is gonna be pissed because we gotta drive all night to get my brother back to Pocatello and then get us back to Missoula or wherever we were at.
You're like, this is now a consequence for all of us. Thanks, guys.
That's exactly like, well, at least it'll keep me awake. Like, all this pain, but
I'll be up.
Yeah, there's nothing though. Like my brother read this is like a running book where he talks about like your oven, like your internal oven, like when it's like on fire from like activity, like a lot of running and stuff. Though, like it'll burn anything, right? It'll run whatever fuel you throw at it, and I think that was kind of the case. Like we need so many calories from all our output that it's just like my body just like took it and put it right to work, instead of like being like, hey, what is this? Stop putting this in us.
We're gonna let this sit around and then get sick.
Yeah, and get mad at you later. So it was weird though. So kind of like what you're saying about like eating the full pizza. It's just like body just takes it and uses it as fuel, and you don't seem like it bothers you as much. I mean, it probably slows you down in the end, like not eating healthy, but
definitely.
But it seems to absorb better, or not have the consequences like it would usually.
Yeah, I'm sure like you've gotten to this point, but like when I was CrossFitting pretty heavily, like I was on like a very regimented diet. Like I was that person that was like, oh, we're going out to dinner, like with my Tupperware at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like weighing all my food, and just like once like the first time you eat something bad again. Like I remember eating a piece of pizza after a competition and literally feeling like I drank too much and like laying down and having like the watery mouth and like sweating profusely because my body was like, what did you grease? Like you've been eating boiled chicken for months. Like what is this?
Yeah, what are you throwing at us? No, I know the exact same thing. Like even like higher end pizza, like trying to think of like artisanal or something that they call like nice pizza.
Yeah.
Like something
Pinky up pizza.
Yeah, pinky up pizza. Or
like, do I eat this with a fork? Or?
Yeah, exactly. This is really nice. You know, like I don't see any sauce, but I'll eat it.
It's fine.
Yeah, still
it's
tastes good.
Deconstructed.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So like even like that'll kind of mess me up if I've been eating super clean for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
I remember someone telling me that a long time ago, like, what if you got to eat something bad and you just eat nothing but clean? Like, it's going to wreck you. I was like, nah, it won't. But he was right.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Like, yeah, exactly. I was like so clean for so long that throwing like a wrench in the mix was like.
Yeah. Now I'm fully back to like cheese dip and pizza, thank God. But
oh, good, yeah, yeah. But that CrossFit thing though, we kind of got sidetracked. But like, man, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
Like regionals.
Yeah. It was like a super cool experience, especially like just being kind of like new to CrossFit. Like I'd always been like pretty into powerlifting, but like I'm like now learning Olympic lifts, right?
Yeah.
And just like in a couple months, they're like, hey, like want to be on our team? We had someone, we lost them. Like
that's huge.
Fill in.
Yeah.
We have matching T-shirts. They weren't really T-shirts, but we have matching CrossFit outfits. So I don't know.
That was sold me. I'm like, yeah I'm in.
We get headbands?
Yeah, I'm in. Like, that's like one of the first things about fire. I'm like, boy, we all get matching shirts. Totally in. Yeah. I'll be back next year.
And then it's so funny because you're like out in public and people are like, what are you guys?
Yeah.
Like a bowling team.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a great answer. Damn it.
A boy band.
We're a boy band. Oh, that's even better.
A gender neutral boy band.
A gender neutral. yeah, exactly. Oh, it's even better. Man. I remember like the first time I went out as a smoke jumper with a bunch of other jumpers, and there's like this couple gals came over, and like, cause we're all look pretty similar, wearing similar shirts, you know, like what are you guys? And my one buddy who like definitely would not pass as, I think he calls grasshopper biologists. He's like, definitely does not look like it. None of us do, but like definitely he does not. And they're like, wow. And then like a little while later, like, all right, seriously, what what do you guys do?
They like want to know about grasshoppers. You're like, I was not ready for a follow-up line.
Yeah, exactly.
Like first fly.
No idea about grasshoppers.
I thought you were gonna go away.
Yeah, I think he said something about migration. Like he had a pretty good, like, I don't know if he just like watched something on grasshoppers, but he was doing pretty well. And then later on in the night, they like, you know, we probably listen to us talk. We, you know, saying dumb stuff, and they're like, "All right, you idiots, what do you guys really do?" And they're like, we're smoke jumpers." Yeah. And they're like, "What's that?" We're like, "Oh, we're grasshopper biologists."
Yeah, it's like a thing where the grasshoppers jump.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, we know what that is. And that was wild because I was in Pocatello, and it was like, I feel like people around here should know what smoke jumpers are.
I know, being kind of close to Nipsey at least.
Yeah.
That's like when I go back to New York, people are like, what are you doing now? I'm like, I'm like on a hot shot crew. And they're like, you must think pretty highly of yourself. I'm like, you don't know what that is, do you?
Because the hot shot, they're like, dang, like some kind of like model or something, you know? Like,
they're like, she's unemployed.
Oh, yeah.
She's making up career.
Yeah, probably like, you're in the woods all the time? Yeah. I've seen that on TV. Yeah.
It's not on Discovery.
Yeah, homeless people living in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, really. I know, like, when I went to go visit some family back in the Midwest, too, like in-laws and some other relatives, and they kind of knew what I was doing because they were tracking, but, like, some in-laws, like, didn't really, or friends of the in-laws really didn't really know what anything about it, really, you know? Yeah. It's kind of like, it feels less cool when you have to explain it. You're like, well.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a fire in the woods, right? And then I get in this plane, and then I jump out, and I try to put this fire out. Most of the time, we're pretty successful with it. I'm like, why? Why do you jump out of the plane? I'm like, well, because it's really far away. I'm like, but you can't drive there? I'm like, well, sometimes you can, but we're just quicker. Yeah. Like, but so then how do you leave? Does the plane come back and get you? Like, well, no, someone else has to come get us in a truck sometimes. Yeah. You know?
Like, we hike many, many moons.
Yeah, exactly.
And then an SUV shows up.
Yeah, exactly. Some random person.
Yeah.
Like, that just was, like, given a coordinate, you know? And you're like,
100%. And you're like, so what do you do normally at the Forest Service?
Yeah. Like, yeah, and that person, like, geez, we had one of those people about kill us one time in Reading because they think, like, we're more important than we are because they don't know anything about us, really. So they're just told to come get us and bring us back, and probably by someone who was, like, overly caffeinated, you know, so maybe put a little too much incentive on this trip to come retrieve us and bring us back to Reading Smoke Jumper Base because we were going like 100 the whole way there, and I was just like, that's how I die.
You're like, this is our day off. We can just slow it down.
Yeah, like, I think somebody even was like, hey, well, like, we can't even jump anymore. We're done. We're spent because we'd just worked all through the night. So like we couldn't even, we had no more time. So we're like, we can't go anymore. We're done.
Yeah, timed out.
You're like, well, I was just told to get you back. And you're like, oh God.
Not with lights and sirens. Yeah, relax.
No, I'm so scared.
I know. That's like always the scariest thing, like being in a Forest Service vehicle too.
Yeah.
I feel like I drive Forest Service vehicles like I'm taking my driver's test for the first time.
Yeah.
It's 10 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. Especially at the engine, you know, like, when we got the new ones too, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I turn around, I'm like, everyone has their seatbelt on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wild too, because then like you back up, you got people spotting you, and
oh yeah. Then you throw a trailer in there, it's just a whole new world.
Yeah, something else in the mix.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go because I'll keep talking to you. We've almost done.
We'll talk
2
all
hours.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do like a follow up or something sometime for your game.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope I answered all your questions.
Yeah, there's always stuff like I'm hypercritical, so on the way home I'll be like, man, why did I say that? Or I should ask this, or I was gonna say this, or I was gonna ask you something, but that's why I like to always like at the end of these, I'm like, oh, well, maybe we'll do a follow up if your game, because there's always like a pile of stuff that like this will lead into, like even like Hot Springs, I was gonna go in deeper on that, but like on the next one.
Yeah.
But
a lot of hot shot and a lot of better rooting to be done.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm like talking more about that too. So and you'll have some cool stories after the season. Somebody will bug you after that if that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you be safe out there.
Thanks,
have fun in Canada, and thank
exciting.
you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.